We're jumping in early. There's the players still go through their warm-ups. A big quick tip. Who are we expecting and why Jimmy?
Well, that's the thing is, I was thinking this before, I don't really know. That's the thing. Given the drama that unfolded in the last game we saw, we're almost, neither team deserved to lose that game. I'm still going to tip Rupertswood to avenge the previous result, turn it around, and I reckon they'll get it done. It should be a nail-biter today, though.
Wonderful. I'm going to stick with Westmeadows again, and I've said it a couple of times this week. There's no rhyme or reason. I'm with you, Jimmy. It's a toss of the coin, this one, and it'll go down to the death.
And I'll sit on the fence as I so often do. No. If I was to take a pick, I think I might have to go with the Westmeadows just to redeem themselves for last year. I reckon they got really close last year against Hales Lakes. They were probably hard done, but they let themselves down, I think, in that third term. Sprayed a few easy shots at goal. I distinctly remember Corey Flaverwood missing one from the goal square, and that was when the game was well and truly on the line. And
good opposition, though. Hales Lakes were very good, weren't they?
Yeah, but I believe Westmeadows were definitely worthy of it as well. They could have easily found themselves in Division 1, but they have had to wait 12 months to come back to the grand final this afternoon, and it will be interesting to see if they can avenge themselves for last year's result, and obviously 41 years in the making.
It's probably one of the most anticipated grand finals we've had for a few years, haven't we? Like, Hales Lakes were a really, really strong side last year, all year. And the previous year before that, of course, is when Todd Clark got in his role for winning premierships and Oak Park saluted, and they were very, very strong. And that particular year, 2 years ago, Sunbury Kangaroos came from fourth and booked themselves at a spot in the grand final, but it was Oak Park on that occasion. So this sets up to be an absolute ripping game of footy.
What a wonderful spectacle we're seeing right in front of us as both teams are beginning to make their way across the lineup for the national anthem. But they've got the young Oz kickers out there, Cole. I think that's really impressive.
It's wonderful, isn't it? It's great to see the support, and I know that Hillside did a wonderful job last week in the women's grand final. They had a heap of their under 10s and 12 girls came out and support the ladies in their grand final, and this is a great occasion here for these young kids to be standing in front of their idols, really, isn't it? It's a great spectacle.
A terrific crowd has found its way in. They're sort of packed in like sardines right in front of us here for the Division 2 grand final here at Highgate Recreation Reserve. Both teams now making their way line up.
There's a really nice crowd starting to build up too, isn't there, guys? It's a lovely day, apart from a bit of the breeze. It's a beautiful day.
Couldn't find a park personally, but but it is a fantastic day for football. Fantastic day for a grand final, and finally we'll be able to see the result of what has been a sensational season.
As a player now, is this when the nerves start to kick in, you reckon? About now you're going eye to eye with the opposition. Is this the moment that you sort of snap into place and you think this is game on here?
It's a terrific question.
And it is. And you know what? It's a lot of the mindset from both of these players be like, okay, we've gone through the warm-up, the prep's done, everything's done. Let's sing this national anthem, right? And let's just get on with it.
Well, EDFL Media's chief Adam Sarakoglu was addressing the patrons and the two clubs who were standing eye to eye. We'll just listen in as he goes through all of the proceedings.
And Rupertswood are playing in their first ever senior EDFL grand final. Congratulations to the Tigers and the Sharks. We now ask if you are able to please stand for the Australian national anthem to be performed by Nicole Kontos.
Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are one and free. We've golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is good by sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In history's age, let every stage advance Australia fair. In joyful streams and let us sing. Advance Australia fair.
Thank you to Nicole Kontos. We now welcome in the two captains for the coin toss.
Wonderful rendition, wasn't it?
That was a beautiful voice.
Yeah, that was sung by Nicole Condos. She did a marvellous job with that. So the toss of the coin about to take place out in front of us here. Dan Kavanagh, Ryan Capron and Jared Pedersen. Westmeadows have won the toss and they will kick to the left of the dial.
Which we do believe has the wind advantage early.
It does.
So they'll look to try and get on the scoreboard as quickly as possible. I mean, both sides will generally want to do that, but with the wind advantage, you'd want to try and make the most of it. I think we saw last week, Cole, in Division 1, the Swirly Breeze, one team really made the most of it.
Yeah, they did, yeah. It probably wasn't as breezy as it is today, certainly, but you know, it sets it up for an intriguing contest, because when you're kicking with a breeze like that, guys, you want to make sure you can try and make as much hay while the sun's shining, and then from a defensive point of view, Rupa are going to want to make sure they lock that down and try and score try and, I guess, quell the attacking parts from Westmeadows.
We were sort of mentioning before the game, or before the call, should I say, about Ryan Steele copped a little bit of a head knock, you believe, in the preliminary final. He's out there with the head taped up at the moment. Where does that sit with you at the moment?
Well, it's good to see him out there because he was the match winner last time these two sides met. He did cop a head knock very late. Required some butterfly stitches. He's wrapped up like Tutankhamun, no relation to Phil, but he's ready to rock.
I think the only reason why he's wrapped up like a mummy, Jimmy, would be simply to try and protect those little butterfly stitches that I saw in his head before the game when they were doing the warm-up. So I think that'll just be a precautionary thing. And if I can, boys, can I just cut in here? Earlier in the day, at 9:30 this morning, it was Burnside Heights under 18.5s, got up 9-12-66 to the Sunbury Kangaroos 4-8-32. The two best teams in Division 2, and it was two Division 2 teams that played in that game, which is great, because some of the other teams roll back and assist with numbers, but it was a wonderful win, and it's the first premiership, the first senior premiership for the Burnside footy.
That's fantastic, Cole, and a club of yours as well. Good to see him get up and about.
It was good. No, it was great for the club. So here we are for the big one.
So players are making their way up into position now. We'll be keeping a close eye on where the matchups will lie. You see Joel Flanagan has gone forward to begin this contest. The fullback turned forward to offer a bit of a fall there for Fraser Field and Smith. As well, two Johnsons that'll be down there, the two twins, Mitchell and Logan.
I guess Price looks like he'll be playing off half forward as well, which is interesting to note.
Half forward, probably roll through the middle.
I think so, yeah. And then Fox will come to a wing on the broadcast side.
TikTok sensation, I hear.
Certainly is James. Very, very nice young man, that's for sure.
And you called it, Cole. It is Sadaro who's going to go stand right next to Fraser Field and Smith, and in the goal square, Pedersen alongside Flanagan. Siren sounds here, Division 2 Grand Final underway.
Well, the weather gods have absolutely turned it on. It's a perfect September afternoon, and Pronowskis immediately tried to get the handball out to McDonald, but dispossessed. Capron immediately dispossessed also. This one's held up there, and we'll have a stoppage just forward of centre here for the Sharks. Maiden Kavanagh to do battle once again. Pronowskis dispossessed. Going forward, here is Sater. Although first immediate there was Verrill. He was dispossessed though. And now here come the Sharks. Stingle dispossessed as well. Out the back, they've got plenty of numbers around this contest. Capron, he couldn't quite find the footy. In there fighting for it for the Sharks. It's held in there for the moment. We'll have a stoppage once again.
You'd expect nothing less than a hot start, isn't it? There's a hot potato in there, boys.
Hot football, absolutely. We're at the half-forward line here for the Tigers. Main got up high, so did Kavanagh. Neither ruckman got a hand to it. Sparks came through. He couldn't find hand on ball. Trying to link up there with the Rupertswood midfielders. Hatton went without it. Coming across Flaverwood. He missed his target by hands hollow and storming through the Rupertswood Sharks. High kick goes deep inside. Forward 50. Race on now for the loose pill. Price. He'll want to get his work on. Gets tight to the boundary line. Goes with a kick towards the centre of the 50. Dropped by Recupero. It's still alive. Fraser Field Smith gets on the board early.
Electric start, wasn't it? The big fella off the ground. And that will make it number 11 for the final series, I'm led to believe, boys. But the kick, I'm not sure who that
was
to.
Price pulled the kick inboard towards Recupero, who dropped it.
I've got it on the replay. Yes, we do. Recupero, and it's actually a falcon for Recupero, I think, that one. Come off his head, and Field and Smith off the carpet Rupo on the board.
We knocked that down as an assist there for Recupero, I believe.
He was taken to, I'm sure. Great start.
Well, the Sharks draw first blood in this grand final. 2 minutes in, they've got the opener on the board, and straight away out of the middle, McDonald to Kavanagh, who had a little fumble and tried to get it out wide, although intercepted. And forward, here will go the Tigers to half forward. Evans goes one way, then the other, still going forward. He might line up for goal here, he does, and he sprays it well away to the left. Their opening score of the afternoon. One behind, plays one straight.
With the strength of that Breeze boys, you'd expect the ones that are going to get scored to the right of the dial are going to be worth probably almost double. So the one for Rupo, for Fraser Forward-Smith getting that first one, is just tremendous.
So Matthew Brown to bring it back into play here for the Sharks. That's just a little chip into the pocket. Finds Young, who's turned that over, and Evans, wonderful awareness. He streams towards goal. Centering kick is a good one out the back to Jenkins, who couldn't quite complete the mark. Still in there applying good pressure. Young's in and under as well. He applies a good tackle, and we'll have a stoppage just around from goal here for the Tigers.
Two guns getting involved early, Carl.
Just think Evans has had plenty of it, hasn't he, boys?
Couple of opportunities there for the Tigers. We're about 10 metres out from their goal. One down by West, taken here by Cardillo. He goes high out of the fence towards Phelan-Smith. He had a few to beat in the air, lost control. But good spin out of traffic there by Logan Johnson. Kick goes out into space. Flanagan came to meet it, couldn't collect the football. Castillas goes in for the Tigers. He emerges with it and sends it high inside forward 50. Can they get the mark? Through the hands of O'Grady. Well read by Church. He gave it up though. Stolen away by the defence. And they're away through Fox. The TikTok star breaks one tackle and he keeps going along the wing. High up towards half forward. No one in front of the football here but Johnson. Discovered a kick going inside 50. All work to do here for the Tigers defence. Copping one from his own teammate. Perhaps there was Hatton. Portelli, his hand pass, under pressure. Hollow stood up in a bump. Quick kick of the football. Fox will meet it first. And he can pump it back inside forward 50 here for the Sharks. Price, the deepest option in the one-on-one. They cut across in front. Phelan-Smith couldn't gather the loose football. Side up. Hemmed in on the boundary line. Senders the kick. And they could be out through Hollows, although he dropped the football. Opens the door here for Bonello. Throws it into his boot to the square. Sider takes the mark. Umpire calls play on. Pronouskis kicks the goal. End-to-end stuff here at Highgate Recreation Reserve. And against the breeze, the Sharks have got the first two.
Wonderful play, wasn't it? And it was the Westmeadows players that were actually calling either for a touch, but it certainly didn't go 15 metres. That was the call from the umpire. Great tackle there, forward pressure terrific. Pronouskis pounces. Second one for the Sharks.
I was desperate to palm that one off there to Jimmy, but it just kept going. The ball kept staying alive.
Well, he handled it beautifully. It was a wonderful bit of play. It's just the spatial awareness that they've had so far. They've been able to generate those numbers forward, have the Sharks.
I wondered where perhaps they might get their goals from. They've got two real leading goal kickers to the Sharks, and Bonello and Phelan-Smith, but the numbers drop off immediately from there, and Pronouskis getting on the board is a good one for the Mets.
So we're back up in the middle again, and Capron, he wants to rectify the situation early on. Taken without it there was Bonello, although umpire let them play, and eventually it's held in. We'll have a little stoppage. It's locked in there on the far wing. Main tried to win it down to some advantage for his team, although kicked forward of centre here by the Sharks, and a free kick for high contact will go the way of Hatton. He sends it up towards half forward. Jenkins, the full 180, and sends it high up and under. Inside 50, and Church is in a good position. He copped a little late hit, but he's taken the mark. And a chance for the Tigers first of the afternoon.
Jakey Hatton, number 2 for freeze 4, boys. He averages 2.8 freeze 4, so that was the one that got the Westmeadows Tigers on a roll here.
So a kick from about 40 metres out, you suggest. A slight angle, and with the breeze at his back, you'd suggest distance not a problem. So he takes his full 30. The opening goal of the afternoon for Westmeadows. He strolls in, kicks it long, and it just fades across to the left. One behind. Westmeadows, 2 behinds, play Rupertswood 2 straight. 6.5 minutes into the opening quarter here on the Sheridan scoreboard.
Just trying to judge it by the trees there, Cole. It looks like that ball would fade that way.
Yeah, it does definitely. It's probably right post, outside right post from that angle, boys.
Brown to bring the ball back into play here for the Sharks. He goes long. Big mark taken there by West. Players stream forward now. He lays it off to the man who was riding shotgun. That was Brown again. Kick to Bonello. It was beautiful. On the far side wing.
Overlap run good, Nathan.
It was a beautiful overlap run. Bonello spears it just towards the feet there of his intended target, Smith. He was equal to it. Gave the quick hand pass up on the up there to Cardillo. His hand pass though, stolen away. Well, it was initially taken back by Pronowskis. Phelan Smith. His hand pass was knocked out of bounds. We get a boundary throw in. Our forward flank here for the Sharks.
You just sort of feel like Rupo have just settled that little bit better, aren't they? They're very, very hard at the contest and just seem to be a little bit cleaner below their knees at this stage.
Ball be tossed back into play. Forward to 50 here for the Sharks. Umpire gives it a large heave and one down here by Rupertswood. He'll go inside 50 for them, or close to just over the head of Pronowskis. Waiting at the back's Mitchell Johnson, although they've got the numbers around this stoppage here, the Tigers. Kick towards goal here for Rupertswood. Phelan Smith pursues, as does Portelli, and the ball beats both of them, goes out of bounds. Left forward pocket.
Just haven't been able to have any control in the game so far, Cole.
No, and I feel as though what we can see here clearly is that the midfield of Rupertswood are really, really on top here at the moment. So it might be just time for just to shut it down a little bit, the Westmeadows mids.
Flooding in to do the ruck work now for the Sharks, although extracted out of the pack there by Jenkins. His kick is almost out of bounds on the full. Manages to just stay in thanks to an awkward bounce. West gives the handball to Mitchell Johnson. Able to work it out here are the Sharks, although once again strong tackle applied by Evans. Sharks still in possession. Little chip kick over the top. It's going to work out to Bonello. If he can take it, he does so. 55 from home. There's a free kick's been paid here. Going the way of the Sharks and going the way of Jenkins at halfback.
Jenkins from the Strathmore under-18 team. He's led it wide. He's found Hatton. This is where they can get to work there. Chip mark game as they go forward. High, long kick towards Flavelwood. Ball pitches out of bounds. We'll get a boundary throw in. 50-metre mark for the Tigers. They trail by 10 points early stages in this contest. 9 minutes gone on the Sharon scoreboard. Proud supporters of the EDFL and Northwest FM.
This is every bit of a 5 to 6 goal breeze too, boys. So Westmeadows will want to get a wriggle on.
Kavanagh won it down in front. Burrell gathered it quickly onto his boot. Along the wing it goes. Bouncing football. Johnston will get there first. Just kicked it off the deck. Out in the space. Castillas for the Tigers meets the football first. Recupero gets him and drags him over the line. That's good play there by the Sharks.
You just sense they need to find a settler here to the Tigers. They just need one just to slow things down a touch and just ease them into the contest.
Certainly doesn't need to look pretty on grand final days. Sort of dig in.
Ball launched back in the play. Kavanagh won it down. Top of the football was Evans. He couldn't collect it. Look at this stoppage. So repeat stoppage on the far side wing. We've gone 10 minutes into this first term.
In front of the scoreboard. Kick forward again here by the Sharks to a 2-on-1, although nicely done there by Mitchell Johnson. He's almost claimed the mark in the end, although just doing enough there was the Tigers' defence to force a stoppage. .55 from home. Maine wins it down on this occasion as the Tigers pursue it, and this might work out for them here on this side, as trying to bite off almost more than he could chew in the end there was Gleeson. He manages a kick to Hollow. He's kicked one far up the line. We've got a bit of a foot race on here, and the Sharks with the numbers around it, although leaving it behind on that occasion. Farrell applies a good tackle, a wonderful tackle there on Mamalidi. The ball's held in there, and just a little bit of push and shove. You'd expect a bit of angst, and I reckon the umpire's just going to tell him to settle down for the moment.
I thought that free kick was going to go to the number 2 man in the comp, Jackie Hatton, but
so tossed up on the near side. Price extracts from the pack and sends one up the line. Peterson in best position, had it fisted away from him, and the ball eventually trickles out of bounds. Fist came there from Mitchell Johnson, right in front of the commentary box.
what the mid-size Rupertswood half forwards are doing well is defending the Westmeadows defenders, because they like to intercept and bounce, and so they're doing a wonderful job so far, that half forwards, the Johnson twins in particular.
Ball launched back in the play. Matthews with a big fist. Close to the line it will go. Evans bobbed off his face and then went out of bounds. So we'll do another ball up right in front of the Tigers bench. 10 points the margin here at Highgate. Tigers have the wind advantage, but they're not utilising it. They trail by 10. Ball once again thrown back in. Bill Smith in the ruck this time. Hatton, big fist out, worked out well here for Stingle. Quick hand passes work out well from O'Grady to Spencer, who fires a deep ball inside 50 towards the one-on-one. At the back, waiting down for it. Jenkins, can he gather and go? He gathers, turns onto his right, snaps around his body, and he is missed. It's another goal gone begging there for the Tigers. They've moved to 3 straight behinds, playing 2 straight 12 on the Sheridan scoreboard.
Win some territory here, Westmeadows. Just try and hold this one in.
From the kick in, they work it around the far side. Mark's been taken here at half back. Just happy to chip it around for the moment. West taking the mark. He runs his full measure and sends a high ball up the line. Tigers with the numbers, although no one really got hands on it in the end. It spills out the back of the contest. Good tackle applied once again. We'll have another stoppage. Starting to build here at Highgate. Logan Johnson. He was confronted on that occasion. Couldn't find a way to get it out of the pack. Plenty of players converge around that. We'll have another stoppage.
So after the hot start, it's become a bit of an arm wrestle. From the ruck contest, Sparks emerged with the football and got it to Taglieri along the far side wing. He kicks beyond that wing up towards half forward. I don't think it stays inside the field of play. In fact, it's gone out of bounds on the full.
This is really playing into the hands of Rupertswood boys, isn't it? Like this bit of time off clock will certainly help them.
Young's kick, fraught with danger, but it was a strong mark taken by Grubb. All numbers present further afield. I assume that Grubb is going to launch it down the line, which he does. High up on under kick to a big pack of players. No one can take the mark, waiting down for it. Johnson got it onto Field and Smith, and he can break away with speed. Onto his left he goes. High kick up towards half forward. The Steve's underneath it. Just sit and wait for it. Flanagan couldn't keep it alive. And we'll get a boundary throw in.
You can just see the power of Field and Smith, can't you? He gets up and plays as a 6'4" midfielder almost, playing that extra. So powerful at a stoppage.
The Tigers need to find a response. The ball's tossed back into play. 60 round from goal here for the Sharks. Flanagan couldn't really win it down to any advantage, and it's held in there. Have the ball tossed up once again. Flanagan again doing the ruck work here for the Sharks. Kick smothered on that occasion. Spencer in best position for this one. Bursting off the half-back line. He just kicks to space, and on this occasion it's the Sharks with the numbers here off half-back. Young, who's just tripped over his own feet in the end. Good pressure came there from Jenkins, and now that allows the Tigers to create some numbers around this stoppage. Flying through there came Cardillo. He was confronted by 2 Tigers. The ball's held in there. Umpire crosses his arms.
It was a big moment from Hugo Jenkins, wasn't it? It was 2v1. He did a terrific job to halve that one.
Phil and Smith want it down to his side's advantage. Now Logan Johnson in the middle of the ground, bursting through the pack. Sends one up towards Flanagan in a one-on-one. He's got work to do. He's immediately confronted there by Portelli, who's done so legally in the end. So the kicks come off half-back and marked right in front of the commentary box here by Hatton, who quickly goes off to Evans. Peterson now playing with it. He's confronted by Fox. They've got numbers around again here. Capron, although nicely done there by Cardillo, manages to win it for his side. His chip is almost out of bounds on the full mark by Mitchell Johnson on the final time of asking.
Goes very short to Mitchell Johnston. And in fact, yep, umpire said it was okay. There's a lot of movement happening. There's a high ball, goes up to half forward towards Logan Johnson, who got up really high, couldn't take the mark. All numbers around this football. All the Johnsons combining. Johnson, Johnston. We're at half forward here for the Sharks. Plenty of numbers around this football. One down by Kavanagh, hand pass, shoveled out. Hollow will get there first. Came off the boot there, I believe, of McDonald. And it will be Tiger ball. As Hollow wastes no time, but he's have to have him come back and go past his mark. It might still be yet. Recuperate. Being there to cover Castells. He's looking inboard. He's desperate for a switch.
And West has just pumped himself right in the alley here. So it's hard for West to get
Capron's going to bite off a kick right down the middle of the ground. Hatton went with the one mitt, couldn't reel it in. He goes again though, Hatton. Good hand pass. Mamalidi, and now Castells Forward to centre, spies it deep inside 50. Bouncing football, it favours Evans. Well, it did initially until it spurted away from him. Favoured West, his opponent. Hand pass over the top, made life difficult initially for Fox, who went and got it. Back to West, has Fox still on in support. He'll use him now. It's about to be corralled by Evans. Did well enough there, Fox, but in fact the pressure of the kick has forced that kick go out of bounds in the full. So just untidy disposal, particularly going inside 50. They had advantage side there, Cole.
They certainly did. It's defending the ground really well, because off the back of some really solid defence, they're actually getting really good offensive chains coming out of the back 50. Something that Westie need to really tighten up on.
Will be a throw in. 50-metre mark here for the Tigers. Kavanagh couldn't get a hand to it. Taken out of the ruck there by Mamaletti. He's caught a strong tackle. Umpire comes in and says, give it to me. Showing ample leniency to the tackle.
So inside 50 here for the Tigers. They need to make use of this breeze, and they haven't so far. Good pressure once again by the Sharks. Tossed up again. Kavanagh couldn't really win it to any advantage. Won it down to Hatton in the end for the opposition. Lovely little handball over the top, and they're away on the far side, although Mitchell Johnston's kick is well astray and goes out of bounds on the full. Nerves you sense early on in the contest as this one goes high inside 50. Church in a good position. It spills out the back and it eventually rolls out of bounds just next to the right behind post.
Nathan, it just doesn't seem to be any great method for Westmeadows coming forward, does there? Like, it looks as though Rupo are pretty well organised when they're coming into the breeze, but it just seems to be a little bit of hit and hope for Westie at this stage.
Just pumping it in as desperate as they possibly can.
So best position there's Kavanagh. He wins it down to Fox for his side, who sends a kick high up and under towards defensive 50, although strong mark taken on this occasion. It's Taglieri with the footy. And I'll tell you what, he may be within range, given the breeze he's got behind him.
16 goals in the season for Taglieri. No strength into the sticks.
So we kick this one from outside 50 to provide a spark for the Tigers. Cameron, you suggest he'd run around the man on the mark. He does so. He gives it a good ride. Just doesn't come back enough. Just away to the right. They're fourth behind in the opening quarter. They haven't yet made use of this breeze, which, as you said, Cole Harvey, 5 or 6 goal breeze.
It is, and you don't want to say it so early, Jim, do you? But they could come back to haunt them, you know, when you've got such a strong breeze. But full credit to Rupert, they've been a much harder around the footy.
4 behinds plays 12. High kick by Brown out of the fence. Out the back it goes. Phelan Smith offers the space there for Johnson. He couldn't gather the football. And a good tackle applied will result in a ball up. We've gone 19, well, almost 20 minutes gone in this first term on the Sherrin scoreboard. And it just has turned into a bit of a stalemate the last 10 or so minutes between these two sides.
What Rupertswood are doing really well. West roll back behind the footy along with the ruckman. Fraser, Phelan Smith's come right up the ground to take this ruck contest.
So from the throw in, Phelan Smith does get the hand down, but a quick kick out of the pack goes forward here for the Tigers. Up and under ball, coming through Kavanagh, did well, Grubb roved it, and he was immediately raffled. We'll get a ball up.
It's a great bit of flexibility that they've got, haven't they, boys? Like Fraser to be able to come up and do that, and that allows West and the big tall timbering Kavanagh to roll back and support defence.
Can the Tigers generate a score from this ball up? There's a window of opportunity presenting for them. Big tap down by Main to Evans. He's the goal kicker they need. He turns and he's missed to the near side. 5 straight behinds. The Tigers move to playing 2 straight 12.
We saw this last Sunday at Joe Brown Oval, boys, when West Coburg kicked 8 points before they registered their first goal. So that came to bite them right in the back at the end of that game. So.
Well, at the moment, they're closing the gap, but they're doing so inefficiently. And from the restart, high ball up and under will go right towards the boundary line in the end. Off the fist of Fox. Recuperates there as well. He can't get there in time. The ball spills out of bounds on the far wing.
Well, we've got a quick break-in play, boys. It's 2-3-15 apiece. Keeler v Strathmore at a Greenborough Recreational Reserve, and I'm tipping it will be blowing a fairly decent breeze out there as well.
21.5 gone in the opening quarter. The Tigers still yet to register a major. Spills to ground level to Sparks, who tried to win it down for his side, and it's held in there, but eventually here comes the run of Capron. Sends one high up and under inside 50. At the back, the mark has been taken. Wonderful bit of body work there by Church. And this is a much better opportunity for them. They've had a number of looks from 40, 50 metres out. This one, the best part of 20 from home, with the slightest of angles to work with.
It was the first time that was a little bit dangerous with a bit of speed on ball, just to get Church a little bit of one-on-one. He's very strong, certainly a very experienced player, Mitch Church, and with his experience, you'd expect him to go back and slot this one through.
So to get the Tigers roaring, Mitch Church, convertible distance. He does just that. He converts their first and cuts the margin to 1. 2 straight 12. Plays 1-5-11. Just over 22 minutes into the opening quarter. And is that the settler the Tigers needed?
Even though it's only early in the first quarter, balls are early in the game, it just felt like they needed that one, like just to get that little bit of scoreboard pressure back on Rupo. Just a preliminary final day, boys, at Lionheart Reserve, the home of the mighty Taylor's Lakes Lions. We've got 3-4-22 Craigieburn, lead Hillside 3-1-19. That is going to be another great game of local football.
Absolutely. We've got a great game on our hands here at Highgate Recreation Reserve. It's a 1-point ball game in the first term, 23 minutes gone. We're back in the middle of the ground. Up went Main, he won the tap down, but it favoured Pronowskis of the Sharks. Fox's hand pass to Price, back in ball to Pronowskis, got the kick away just in time. Ball floated nicely here for Johnson. 50 metres out from home. He wants someone to move up at him. He flares it towards Phelan Smith in space, and he takes the mark on a lead. And that's just great set play there by the Sharks.
He was under a little bit of pressure to kick them. Now that was Mitchell Johnston.
Johnston, yeah.
Not one of the twins. But he put himself under a little bit of pressure on the mark here. He didn't get right back off the mark, but the kick out into open space, and big forwards like Fraser, Phelan Smith, they love that bit of space in front of him and hit him up nicely.
He's already got one so far this afternoon. And to erase immediately the goal just kicked by the Tigers, Fraser Phelan Smith from 45 metres out, set sail for goal. Umpire worked with it, and it's been sprayed to the right-hand side. It'll be a minor score. Their first blemish of the afternoon, 2-1-13. The Sharks move to playing 1-5-11 on the Sharon scoreboard. Proud supporters of the EDFL and Northwest FM.
Immediately away the Tigers, although Peterson has work to do. Got it out the back into Capron, who sends a high ball right up into the middle of the ground and intercepted on this occasion nicely there by Markey, who looks wide out to Clayton Bonello. One-on-one's ahead of him. Just to take a brief pause for the moment. Look to get a good entry, looks long into the pocket. Mitchell Johnson's there, can't quite get there, just beats him. Rolls out of bounds, left forward pocket here for the Sharks.
Just the pressure of the Sharks, just being able to shut down any fast passage of play by the Tigers.
Pressure's good around the footy. Their foot come forward to defence great, which is forcing Wesley to make poor decisions.
So tossed in a dangerous position. Main just fisted into space. Peterson, Capron go the old 1-2, but in the end the ball ends up out of bounds once again. Late stages of the opening quarter. Big moments here for Rupertswood against the breeze. Main thought he was going to grab it out of the ruck, but in the end just managed to get a little tap down. Phelan Smith applies another good tackle, and we'll have a stoppage once again in a dangerous position for the Sharks.
15 metres out from goal. Main won the tap down. In fact, he's earned himself a free kick in the ruck. And the Tigers will take the advantage and go. Slicing ball up towards Mamalidi on the far side. Just pops the kick over the top to Castellas. He's beginning to find a little bit of football in this term. Hollow, he's got inboard. He'll utilise that kick as well. They've been looking to try and work the centre of the ground, and they will on this occasion. Gleeson to give the hand pass over the top. In fact, that's going to be 50 metres. So Gleeson's going to get marched upfield. And he might be, with this breeze, within goal-kicking distance.
Yes, it was a clear mark. It went to fade the handball, and it was Mitch Johnson on that occasion that just put the hand in there. And on these days, the umpires are right on top of those sorts of movements. So clear 50.
Harley Gleeson, not a noted goal kicker, but his side desperately need one to be in front with the wind. And from 50 metres, he launches at the football, and it holds its line. It floats right through the middle. And it does get Westmeadows up and about. 2-5-17 plays 2-1-13 here on the Sharon scoreboard. Proud sponsor of the EDFL and Northwest FM.
Travis Posner-Hosky, he's the EDFL kicking consultant. He wouldn't have been overly happy with the trajectory and the spin on that ball, boys, but it had the given result, didn't it? It didn't look great off the boot at all. But it certainly got the job done.
After missing some gettable opportunities, I think they'll happily take a floater through the middle.
They would, yeah. Look, the free kick was there. There's no doubt about that, and the 50-metre penalty that ensued after that. So good finish, and as we've said a couple of times already in this quarter, that felt like that was one that Westie really did need.
So we resume in the middle. Dying stages this opening quarter. Cardillo, he's immediately wrapped up. We'll have another stoppage. Big couple of minutes to come, you feel now. Just before quarter time, if Westmeadows can get another on the board here, the scoreboard pressure will be evident. Trying to extract it there was Fox. Pranauskas dives on top of the football. And now the umpire see this, he says holding the ball. So here's an opportunity. Hollow sends them up to half forward, although fist came there from Verrill. Nicely done, and collected his own footy. Jenkins gave away the free kick. He used his body well, but he did so illegally. So over the top now, Pranauskas in a good position on the outside. Coming through, here are the Sharks. Well, that one's just going to trickle along and eventually go over the boundary line and out of bounds. Just ticked over 28 minutes in the opening quarter here on the Sharon scoreboard.
He's a little bit each way on that one with Hugo Jenkins on the free kick to Verrill. He sort of didn't really take possession of the footy and just sort of popped it up. So probably the correct decision in the end.
So tossed in by the umpire again. Forward. Here you go, the Tigers. Jenkins. Although in a good position there was Young. He had his kick smothered. That's going to bounce, ricochet right to the boundary line and eventually go out of bounds. The arms go in the air for deliberate. The umpire not having any of it. Will get the ball thrown in front of the miniature grandstand, you could almost call it, here at Highgate.
29 minutes gone on the Sharon scoreboard. 2-5-17 plays 2-1-13 in this first term. Kavanagh won the ball down. It's a good one down towards Crotty, who had it pinched away by Sparks. Quick hand pass over the top, made life difficult for Jenkins. He was under immediate pressure. Ball goes out of bounds. We've got a boundary throw in.
At this time of the quarter, boys, the repeat stoppages for Rupo are like worth their weight in gold. They wouldn't want to leak another one here.
Inside forward 50 here for the Tigers. Kavanagh on it down, taken away by Stingle, who fired on goal. He went for the miracle again, but he's got the inside of the goal post. That's a minor score. 2-6-18 plays 2-1-13. 29 and a half gone. Sharon scoreboard.
There's no stranger to a goal, and it matters between these two sides. Ryan Stingle just about to tick over the 30-minute mark of the opening quarter. You sense there's not long left. From the restart comes Brown. He sends one as long and high as he possibly can. Plenty of numbers around the stoppage here. Clever little tap from Stingle. Might work out to his side's advantage, although Jenkins pursues, can't get there in time. We'll have the ball thrown in right on 50.
Probably one thing to say, Cole, is that we actually haven't seen a lot of the stars at the moment yet for Westmeadows, so there's a bit of growth to be had for them. Stingle finally getting on the football.
Yeah, definitely.
So toss back into play. Off the hands here of Grubb, he's going to look for the boundary line and does so successfully. We get the ball thrown in once again.
It's a bit of a natural habitat, isn't it, when you're talking about grand finals? It's just that rough and tough, and it's, you know, the stars probably, they'll come out and rise, possibly when some of the heat goes out of the game.
Big final burst of energy to come at the end of this opening stanza. McDonald sends one to open space, which is just an absolute paddock out there at the moment. Spencer just manages to muster a kick forward for his side. They've got plenty of space to work with now. He looks wider to Aaron Evans and just got an unkind bounce and spills out of bounds in front of the Sharks bench.
Story of their day so far.
Oh, absolutely, and the fact that Rupo was able to defend the corridor really well, he had no other option but to come wide, and that's just playing into the hands of Rupertswood again to be able to defend. Easy to defend, boundary line's your friend.
In the shadows of quarter time here at Highgate Recreation Reserve, it's a 5-point ball game. Main with the big fist down, plenty of numbers form all over the football. That won't come out willingly. Umpire says, I'll ball this one up. Half-forward flank here for Westmeadows. Neither ruckman got a hand to it. Towed forward there by Sparks. Coming to meet it was Crotty. Formed into the pathway of Bonello, who just went for distance. Ball gets out wide. Patelli will have time to gather the footy. He's got the man on inboard. He'll utilise him. Hearn was an ugly-looking kick inside defensive 50. Hearn had time to gather. Flares it. Oh, dangerous kick! Stolen away by Phelan Smith, and he's going to kick a behind. He went with the check side ball when he could have gone with the drop punt. Kicks it right to the point post, and that is a get-out-jail free card as Westmeadows look to come back the other way.
Here we go, Portelli gives a little handoff to Hollow. Is there one last chapter to be written in this opening quarter? At the back, Stingle couldn't quite make that work out for his side. Bursting through now is Verrill. He sends one over the top up towards Recupero, although the kick's intercepted by Capron at half back. Now pursuing it is Peterson. Can't be long left in this opening quarter now. Over the top towards Spencer, although Bonello trying to extract the football, does so successfully. Over the top to Flanagan. He dropped the mark. Oh, you can't believe it. Well done there by Hearn. Applies a little bit of pressure. What is going on?
Send him back to fullback.
He had a postcode already, didn't he?
It's so much space.
He did. You're right, Jim. No structure in front of the ball for Westmeadows. That's why Pedersen had to sort of pull his jets.
It's been a long quarter. Price out of the ruck. Goes high to a 2-on-1. Phelan Smith in that pack. Couldn't take the mark. At ground level, Spencer gets to work for the Tigers. Capron throws it onto his boot. Only man waiting for it there was Bonello. Hard pressed against the boundary. Spearing, centering kick was a beauty to Logan Johnson. 30 metres out directly in front.
You're right, and that's that experience, isn't it? A Premier Division player, obviously Clay Bonello, one of the leaders, co-coach today or this year, but just his ability to have a little bit of composure, just dart his eyes inside and find Johnson. On the siren's gone.
Quarter time siren sounds here at Highgate Recreation Reserve.
Geez, won't this give Rupo some momentum, boys, coming into the second quarter?
Sharks currently down by 4 points. Logan Johnson from directly in front has sprayed the kick and just registers the behind. So another get-out-of-jail free card given to Westmeadows. They've had a couple this quarter. Their scoreboard reads here at Highgate, 2-6-18 the Tigers, playing Rupertswood 2-3-15. A fascinating first quarter of football.
Just got caught up in the emotion, I reckon. There did Logan Johnson. Just almost tried to force the kick a little too much, but ultimately it's still a productive first quarter from Rupertswood. Against the breeze, you suggest only 3 points down. I don't think they'll be too dissatisfied with that.
If I was Brett Fox, I'd be extremely happy about that. What I'd be happy about, boys, is the things that Rupo are doing. They're doing the simple things well. They're pressuring the ball carrier really well. They're clean below their knees. They're feeding the fast ball off. They're putting players and putting their own players into space to be able to run as well. And Westy, it's a fumble-free game. You fumble and you're done. And that's what Rupertswood are doing really well so far. They're just doing the fundamentals and the simple things really well.
It's a game of moments, gentlemen. Neither side really able to capitalise so far on the scoreboard, but we'll look forward to the second term coming up shortly after this short break.
Get underway in this second quarter of action. In the grand final, the umpire holds the ball aloft. Big quarter of footy to be played here. Kavanagh and Main to go head-to-head in the ruck. Main wins it down for his side, although Price, who's worked his way into the midfield now, back out to Crotty, who goes backwards to Kavanagh, who goes now forward to Price, who manages to work a kick inside 50. Recupero couldn't quite. At the back here is Flanagan. He eyes up goal. It's going to work its way back and just not far enough. Couldn't quite bend it away. Fades just to the right.
Not entirely sure, Cole, if they're paying him much attention. Flanagan, he's got off a chain in there a couple of times.
Yeah, he's going to take one of your big defenders, isn't he? So it's when you've got some weapons down there, such as Smith, Fraser Phelan Smith, Bonello, they've certainly got some forward weapons in their forward 50.
So Castellas looks far side and he'll head in that direction as he kicks out from defence. High, long ball, big pack of players. Phelan Smith got a big fist in there. Sadaro waited down for it. Logan Johnson got him in a good tackle. That's a throw. And it will be rewarded. The Sharks can go back inside 50 once more. Johnson sends a probing kick where they'll contest 20 metres out. Flanagan's on his own and he's dropped another one. Crotty, well roved, kicks and he's hit the post.
And that's the thing about having Joel Flanagan forward, boys. Even though he didn't take it, probably should have, but even though he didn't take it, the contest for Crotty and for these small forwards to get to his feet, it's going to make it very, very dangerous and tough for Westmeadows.
So territorial gain is evident early on here for the Sharks. They've had a number of early opportunities. This Hollow's taking the mark, still inside defensive 50.
There's only 2 players on the entire ground behind centre.
If that doesn't tell you which way the wind's going, nothing will. As at the back there was Verrill, he was edged off the footy. Price waiting at the back. He's going to send this one, you'd think, back inside 50, although he's confronted in a wonderful tackle. The umpire says he was done so illegally, so Price will receive the footy again.
No, on the replay, it was clearly high. Sparks the offender on that occasion.
So Price just wobbles one inside 50 and waiting there at the back are the Tigers and Castells. He just surveys his options for now and looks laterally across goal. They're just sequentially working it for the time being. This ball's ended up in the hands of Sater. Really are slow going at the moment, just looking for certain options as Hatton's taking the mark on the half-back flank. He darts one into Sparks, who's taking the mark. A real lull in play early on in this second quarter. Although that's a dangerous ball. Didn't go the required journey according to the umpire. Capron's handball just went straight into the waiting arms of McDonald. Now Cardillo over the top. His kick goes to no one in particular. Portelli stands his ground and takes the mark.
He wants to flare it quickly to the far side. Ended on the boundary is Peterson. Off a step. Oh, that's an ugly looking kick. Another lazy ball, but Castells had time to collect it. Now Peterson on the run. His ball shaped nicely for Taglieri on this occasion, looking for the 50-metre penalty, and I think he earned it. He went down pretty quick.
The wind blew him over, I think, Nathan.
Absolutely.
Just for that, I know, and Jimmy's actually alluded to it perfectly. It was a lull in play. Rupertswood defended the ground unbelievably well on that occasion.
The short ball will be cut off. Or will it? Pronowska sits on top of the footy. Umpire says we'll ball it up.
It's a free kick, I think.
Oh,
umpire.
Yeah, okay.
Go the way
Interesting.
of Fox.
Pronowskis, or Fox rather it was, to Cardillo. Quick hand pass was well worked here to Brown. High up and under kick spray. Well wide. Out of bounds on the foot. Both teams sort of not really connecting by foot or by hands accurately.
See what the crowd out there on the far side have been treated to a fair bit of the action.
It's always the way with us. It's just a common thing to be playing against the broadcast side. As Capron darts a nice one here for Mamalidi. Just want to chip it around here to the Tigers. Take some speed off the game. Kick to a genuine one-on-one, waiting down for it. Evans, good tackle for Roll, and he will be rewarded. Great tackle applied by that young man.
Nicely done there by Verrill. He works a kick which didn't quite go the required journey to Brown, who sends it high up and under, going forward, and a wonderful intercept mark taken on that occasion there by the Tigers. Just happy to work it very, very slowly for the time being. Kick there from Peterson wasn't really ideal, and he's turned the ball over. Recupero sends one to a 3-on-0 in the end. There's plenty of Tigers jumpers around this one in the middle of the ground to Capron. Little chip kick's going to work out here to Hatton, but they're really not doing much forward movement for the time being. A lot of stuff laterally. That one's really made Sater work for the time being. Chipped over the top. Mark's been held by Portelli forward of centre. Just darts a little one into Stingel, who's taken a very, very strong mark in front of Young. But once again, really are in no hurry at the Tigers. Just darts a low one in, and big fist came there from Verrill over the boundary and out of bounds.
What you can see here, boys, is Rupertswood, they've just rolled all their numbers back. So again, likewise, there's no one basically forward or back of centre. So they've just got all their numbers back, and therefore they're able to support their defence. Ball was great and get a half.
Inside forward 50 here for the Tigers. Ball almost back into play. Main assumes the front position. Kavanagh came in over the top. Scramble for the loose football, taken away here by Sparks. Got boot to ball, but it was partially smothered. Ends up with West, who gets it out of the fence. Big leap over the top came from Zadaro, affected the contest. Phelan Smith gets to work at ground level, and he'll arch his back and run. Kick down the line was good too. Worked in favour there of Johnson, who paddled it into the path of Johnston. Nice little kick there in the space. Numbers are with the Tigers, however. Portelli a little bit lackadaisical with the hand on foot. Dives on top of it now. Good work there by the Tigers defence. They're under all sorts of pressure. They're not out of the woods yet. Hollow brace for contact, and it was a good tackle. We'll get a ball up.
Still feeling the pinch for the time being. You sense the Tigers just succumbing to the pressure on a number of occasions early on.
So 50 metres out here from the Sharks goal.
They've picked up where they've left off. Rupertswood, the pressure's enormous.
Flanagan won it down. Hatton heard the voice over his shoulder. It was Peterson who was brought down. A huge tackle there by Cardillo, and we'll get a ball up.
So 7 minutes have elapsed in this second quarter. Once again, the Rucks will get to work. Out the back here is Sater. Manages to work a kick, and I tell you what, the wind has taken that. It's almost gone out of bounds on the full. You could see it just shaped like a banana. Ends up out of bounds in front of the Sharks interchange bench.
Plenty of Stephen Milne about Alessio Sater, isn't he? He's a little pest. He's just into everyone, niggling all the time. Trying to put blokes off their game. You'd expect nothing less than a grand final.
So toss back into play in front of packed out crowd here at Highgate. Bartrop works one forward, although fist came on that occasion. The Tigers now with numbers, as there's a very large amount of push and shove going on for the time being. The emergency umpires had to come out there and sort things out. But back to business. Been held in there, and we'll have a stoppage right on the wing. And once again, some of the players really engaging in a bit of argy-bargy.
A bit of tension out there at the moment, Cole.
As you'd expect.
From the ruck, Main fell on top of the football, as did Kavanagh. Umpire says we'll do it all over again.
They're just adjusting each other's jumpers, that's all they're doing. Nothing to see here, just play on.
Checking the sizes. 8 minutes gone here at Highgate Recreation Reserve in this second term. Neither side can get it. Well, they will now. I'll bet say neither side could really get an effective disposal out of congestion. And the free kick will go the way of Kavanagh. Just surveys his options. Heard the voice out wide. It's Crotty. And he wants to take off and go. And he can send a deep ball inside forward 50 to a big pack of players. Dropping into the hole there was Patelli. He couldn't take the mark. Flanagan played Rover and applied the pressure well enough to draw a stoppage.
Again, Rupertswood aren't doing anything flash. They're just doing all the simple things right. It looks as though Westie has sort of just lost their concentration a little bit. Maybe a little bit of body contact that they don't require.
Flanagan tried to take it out of the ruck. Sparks there for company. He sits on top of the footy. Umpire gives him ample tolerance and says, I'll take the football. 1 point the margin here at Highgate Recreation Reserve. 9 minutes gone on the Sharon scoreboard in this second term. Flanagan won it down towards Price, who was caught in a good tackle. And again, we'll get another stoppage. So repeat stoppages inside forward 50 here for the Sharks. Window of opportunity presenting for them as Price now gets a shot on goal. And he's kicked it. A goal out of nothing there for the Rupertswood Sharks, coming off the boot of Price. And they take the lead on the scoreboard. 3-5-23 plays 2-6-18 on the Sharon scoreboard. Proud supporters of the EDFL and Northwest FM.
It was a very good snapshot there from Angus Price. A little bit fortuitous. There's plenty of numbers around that stoppage, wasn't there? And Angus was good enough to get himself about a metre or two and kick his side's third goal. It was a really good snap. Guy had to do a little bit of hard work, but it went through.
That's just that work around the contest that we were alluding to earlier on as well.
Oh, definitely. And their work rate's huge across the ground. They're doing a really, really good job.
So back in the middle again, and now it's on the Tigers to respond, and they might do so here through Capron, who manages a kick to half forward, although Grubbs in best position. He was taken without it, you suggest. Brown goes again to Young, although his kick only went as far as Hearn, who was dispossessed. Nicely done there by Crotty. Works one out the back. Verrill was taken high. He'll receive the free kick at half back.
Loved his game so far, Cole.
Been great. He's been doing a terrific job.
He's got Brown on as the immediate option, decides to ignore that and look longer up the line. It's a big contest of players just off the hands there of Sidaro on that occasion. Spills out of bounds right on centre wing.
Just looking back towards the forward line, you can see Flavel Wood just holding onto a hamstring. Looks like a left hamstring. Doesn't look overly comfortable, boys.
A real limp about him for the time being. Tossed in here by the umpire, Main. Bursting through there was Evans, although couldn't really control the footy in the end. Price out the back, nicely done by Peterson to just strip him at the footy and force the stoppage.
5 points the margin here at Highgate. 2-6-18 place, 3-5-23, favouring the Sharks of Rupertswood. Main with the big fist down. Scramble now for the loose football taken by Jenkins. Hand pass though, went straight down the throat of Grubb, who breaks the lines and sends a high kick up towards half forward out in front of Phelan Smith. He'll have Sadaro for company, and they did well just to see the ball go out of play. We've got a boundary throw on half forward flank here for Rupertswood.
Boys just having a little waltz up here on half forward. And this is playing into the hands of Rupertswood because they've just got to get back on the game. Do it, Westmeadows.
So from the throw in, Main assumes the front position and lays it down in front, looking for Hollow. Cardillo came in to force the issue. The ball won't spill out. Tiger Boys call for a free kick, but they won't get one. 50 metres out from Shark goal. Kavanagh, want it down, trying to emerge with the football and doing well with the extraction with Sparks. Quick kick out of the pack, went down the throat of McDonald. He's been really impressive for the Sharks so far in this contest. He'll send this one inside 50. Target Phelan Smith. He'll float in from the side. Big pack of players crashing down. Bonello, who was roving it, threw it onto his boot. Goes really wide. And that's pitched just inside the field of play. We'll get a boundary throw on that far side forward pocket.
We'll just head down to Lionheart Reserve where it's Hillside 8-2-50. Lead Craigie Byrne 4-5-29. Maybe kicking with a slight breeze in that quarter. We're not quite sure, Nath and Jim.
Find out later on, you'd suggest, as this one's almost extracted there from the pack. There's plenty of players around this one. Peterson sends one up to the half-back flank. Capron's in there. He's dispossessed. He goes in there again to try and collect his own footy. Gives a little handball over the top, and they're away of the Tigers. Through the middle of the ground, we've got a foot race on here. Plenty of open space to run into if they can use it. O'Grady left the ball behind. In the end, a clever little pickup. Almost went the torp in the end to a 1-on-1 inside 50. Plenty of numbers around this ball. Now in a good position. They've got a player out wide. They can't quite use him. Young did nicely. In fact, Verrill it was. He was almost taken without it as well. Now Bonello. He can just look to reset for the moment. He just sends a spiralling torpedo down the line to Castells, who's immediately confronted by Johnson, although worked off him nicely, and eventually the mark's been taken here by Hutton, who looks quickly, although Bartrop in good position. Receives a little 1-2 from Johnson. Now over to Bonello. He's wrapped up. And we'll have a stoppage once again on centre wing. 14 minutes gone in the second quarter here on the Sherrin scoreboard.
Again, Bailey Verrill, the stopper in defence, Cole.
Great. Been terrific.
Main got up high. Roving it well there was Cardillo, who gets the 1-2 back from Johnson. He pokes the kick inside 50 towards Flanagan. Big fist came in over the top. Crummer's required at ground level. First to get there was Johnson of Rupertswood. He has to apply the big tackle now. Comes out. Flanagan turns tackler. And another big tackle applied. Just not getting a real string of clean disposal, both teams.
No, nothing at all. And Verrill's had the job on Hugo Jenkins, one of the prime small forwards in the competition.
Price, Johnson, that's Mitchell. Interesting looking tap down, came from Fox. He'll get it again now, Fox. Good tackle by Hollow. Spencer back into traffic. And he'll result in another stoppage. This is going to be another long quarter, I guess.
Yeah, it's on again here as well.
It's all square up at Greenbar Recreational Reserve. 6-4-40 apiece. Keeler v Strathmore.
15 minutes gone here on the Sherrin scoreboard. Plenty of numbers around this football. Capron will just walk it out of play.
I know it's easy for us to see from up here, boys, but when you're defending so hard, you want to try and make the ground as small as you can, and you could throw a blanket, about a 50-metre blanket over this entire field here. There's nobody else outside of it, really.
There's been no shortage of stoppages so far in this grand final. So we get this one tossed in right on forward 50 here for the Sharks, who after a lively start in this quarter haven't been able to replicate it as Mage just hit that one straight out of bounds and the umpires cut in some slack.
But if you're Westmeadows, Nath, I'll run this one past you. If you're Westmeadows kicking into this breeze, you'd be reasonably happy that you're able to sort of wrestle the game back into your favour ever so slightly.
You'd be pretty pumped with the way the defensive 50 is working.
Can you believe it that the scoring in at the moment is the one into the breeze?
So the umpire tosses this one back into play. It's Main and Flanagan who get to work, and once again Main goes with the fist. although to no real advantage as Markey just extracts from the pack and kicks one only as far as Peterson. He's at half-back for his side. He's just going to chip one over the top to Capron. This is where they just haven't been quite fluent enough with their movement. That one's into Sparks, who's dropped the mark on that occasion, and he's copped one just over the shoulder. Free kick.
Setting yourself down, Spencer, and then gave that one away.
So he's got steam coming out of his ears, coming to the bench at the moment is Spencer. High ball up towards Hatton. It's just worked. Interesting little kick there from Sparks. Let the wind do the talking. Once again, just no readily available options here for the Tigers. This is just going to work out the back towards Jenkins, although well done there by Johnson. Now to Fox, who works it there to Logan Johnson, to Verrill. Now to Price, and they can work this away here, although wonderful tackle applied on that occasion by Hollow. This one back into the middle of the ground and taken dangerously on that occasion was West. In fact, it was Shaw on this one. Chips out wide towards Fox, who's got space to work into. Goes even wider, right to the point of 50. A good smother came there from Portelli, although it'll be coming back in with interest, you'd suggest. And the mark's been taken inside 50 here by Pranauskas. He was on a very, very tight angle there.
He'll take his best effort from here, boys, if he's going to have a shot. But I'm thinking, given that wind, right goalpost, because that breeze is particularly strong. Straight over your shoulder.
It suggests so. So in comes Pranauskas. Tough kick. We've seen a number of these ones fall short, although this one looks just even better. He's kicked that one and he's letting the crowd know behind him as well. Ruperts would extend their advantage in the grand final. 4-5-29 plays 2-6-18. Just over 18 minutes gone in the second quarter here on the Sheridan scoreboard.
And on the Nelson Alexander replay, he just struck that one perfectly, almost off the paint of 50, hemmed in over on that boundary, and as you can see there, the delivery was perfect. We can't see the angle from here, Nate, so we'll just say that he did what we said. And it went straight over the goal umpire's lid.
Second of the day for Jackson Pranauskas when there's only been 6 goals kicked. You'd be pretty impressed with your midfielder if you were the Rupertswood coach Brad Fox. We're back in the middle of the ground. Main getting up. In fact, it was Matthews rather who gets the clearance as well. High kick inside 50. Awkward bouncing football for all comers. Scramble now for the loose football. Jenkins dives in on top. They all dive in on top of him, including Markey of the Sharks. And we'll get a stoppage. We've gone 19 minutes on the Sheridan scoreboard in this second term. 2 goals kicked by Rupertswood. Houghton with the fist forward. Good breaking tackle there by Fox. Hand pass though, gave it straight up to Sparks, who was copped high. In fact, might be...
You'd have Zealous there, Lockie Shaw, wouldn't he?
I reckon this might be Gleeson with the kick here.
Thank you. I was trying to gesture.
Oh, sorry, mate. I was watching the game.
trying to gesture. Well, Gleeson's already kicked one from range, but that was with the wind. He won't go for broke this time. Kick was a dart in the middle of 50. Made life difficult for anybody who's coming up at the football. Price threw it on the boot here for the Sharks. High up and under kick.
Whoa.
Big fly came there from Zadaro. Waiting down for the loose one here is Hollow, who will hand pass to his own advantage and then told off the deck. And it's gone out of bounds on the full. So again, another missed opportunity going forward for Westmeadows. They're shooting themselves in the foot.
Really poor entry, wasn't it? Like, he's kicked it to 2 or 3 Sharks players in the middle of the ground.
Well, Peterson, long ball, although once again there's plenty of Sharks numbers around the footy. That one's held in there and it won't be coming out anytime soon. The umpire crosses his arms and we'll have a stoppage. 52 from goal here for Westmeadows.
He hasn't had much of a look at it, but that was a good contest there by Church.
Tap down McDonald. Tried to extract it from the pack. Eventually it'll come out here through Jenkins, who almost fell to ground but did well to keep his feet in the end. Up towards Church and at the back, Young takes a good strong mark. He wants to look long up the line to a contest. Flying from the back there was Phelan Smith. Didn't really get anything on it in the end. And now the Tigers with numbers. At the back, might still work out for them here. They need to just try and find some sort of fluency going inside 50, which they just can't get it at the moment. Plenty of backwards kicking going on. Peterson's had about 3 or 4 touches in this chain, and eventually Gleeson's taken the mark, and I think you'd have to say he's gone down a bit easy. The umpire's not fallen for that. So he's going to bomb one in long. Church is the biggest man there. He couldn't take the mark. It spills to Kavanagh at the back, who's kicked that sideways, and that's gone out of bounds on the full. Free kick could go the way of the Tigers.
There's still no great method going forward for Westie, is there, Nath? Like, they're just a little bit of kick and hope, and with Kavanagh rolling back in front of Church, it makes it awfully difficult for him to take a contested mark.
Let's see how they operate on this occasion. Mamalidi with ball in hand. He'll want to pump it to where they'll contest. 10 metres out from goal. Big flyers coming at the back. Waiting down for it and taking a strong mark was Mitch Church, who's really imposed himself inside forward 50 for Westmeadows, and he'll have a look from point blank range, 10 metres out directly in front.
Right on cue. Kick it to a pack. Jimmy?
What do we know about football, Carl?
Nothing at all. Absolutely nothing at all. But a really good contested mark. The kick was probably to advantage a little bit, so it just allowed Mitch to sort of jump at the footy sideways. But you'd expect him to go back and stop this one. Probably against the run of play at the moment.
For goal number 2, Mitch Church, to reduce the margin back to 5 points. He makes no mistake, right over the goal umpire's hat. Westmeadows moved to 3-6-24. Rupertswood 4-5-29 on the Sharon scoreboard. Proud supporters of the EDFL and Northwest FM.
What's interesting is the scoring end has been probably the least amount of goals being scored, Jim. But I'd be really happy. There's been nothing flash about Westmeadows. They've just continued to grind away, and you know, they just need to stay in touch here. And you know, geez, they could get another one here late in this second quarter and just take a little bit of momentum into half time. Maybe then the game will start to open up and we'll start to see a bit of that flash offence that they're so good at.
Well, all of a sudden the Tigers with one against the grain, and a real opportunity now. Someone to stamp their authority on this contest heading into half-time. Price with a little fumble, and that may prove costly as Evans gives the handball off a little 1-2 with Matthews. Now inside 50, the low darting kick's been marked here by Jenkins around the corner. His little chip kick went to no one in particular. Stingle tried to extract, back to Evans. Now they might work it out here. Still a chance for them. Still going to work out. Well done there by Jenkins to apply the tackle on West. And we'll have a stoppage, left forward pocket here for Westmeadows, who all of a sudden just have a little bit of a spring in their step late in this first half. Tossed up again. Real scoring opportunity for them now. It spills out the back, and we'll have another throw in on this occasion.
A little bit of energy from Hugo Jenkins, isn't there? Just a couple of those run-down tackles and just start to create a little bit of that perceived pressure around the ball.
So the umpire launches this one back into play. Kavanagh just worked off it there by Matthews, which the umpire deemed to be legal in the end, but in the end the players converge around this one. We'll have a stoppage.
24 minutes gone on the Sharon scoreboard. 5 points the margin favouring the Sharks. We're inside forward 50 here for the Tigers. Jenkins trying to break one tackle, wants to get hand to ball. Umpire says you're holding the ball.
Poor Ash Lovell, the coach, just about lost his mind then with that decision.
Coming up with the goods here is Markey for the Sharks. Has one on over the top and he'll utilise it. Mark taken by Brown. Just looking to take a little bit of the speed off the game. As he flares it wide. It's a good kick too. This is McDonald. He kicks high beyond the wing, up towards Phelan Smith. He got at the back. Hearn will get there first though for the Tigers. He's just happy to see this ball go out of play.
Hearn playing as a winger, so Hearn's actually rolled back behind the ball, so the Westmeadows half forwards will come up, just trying to give him that out number behind the ball.
Far side, half forward flank here for the Sharks. Ball launched back in the play. Kavanagh won it down in the ruck. Mitchell Johnson it was rather. Got the hand pass out to McDonald. High up and under kick towards Phelan Smith and Sadaro, and Phelan Smith has taken the mark in a genuine one-on-one, just held his space and it landed smack bang in his lap. And he's going to get a look from about 20 metres out on an acute angle.
Really, really strong contested mark, wasn't it, by Fraser Phelan Smith. Just got his body in the right position, and there was not a whole lot that Braden Sadara could do on that occasion. Kick was to the advantage of the big centre half forward.
He's played inside 50 and up the ground, and he's impressed all over for goal number 2. Keeps it low, and he slams it into the woodwork.
Flushed it, didn't he?
That is a behind. 4:6:30 now plays 3:6:24, an even one kick game here at Highgate Recreation Reserve.
That went like a rocket, didn't it? At a rate of knots.
The goalpost is still shaking.
So they work it here off half-back through Sadaro by hand. Now into Capron, who launches a low ball. It's almost held up in the breeze in the end. Intercepted there by Crotty, although couldn't quite be clean with it. Plenty of numbers around this one. Stiggle dispossessed. Sharks will come our way with this one. Inside 50, a high ball, a long ball, right to the teeth of goal. Flanagan couldn't quite take the mark. It's going to spill out the back to the Tigers, who have numbers around this one. The immediate option here up the line is Flavelwood, who's really is showing a little bit of a limp for the time being. Up the wing he comes and looks inboard. A nice kick, almost worked out in the end to O'Grady. The umpire didn't pay it though. Fox out the back to Price. They're queuing up at the moment at the Sharks. But Nello, has he held without it? Well done there by Spencer to not give away the free kick. And the ball's held in there. Cardillo's going to receive the free kick for holding the ball. Hot footy in there, Portelli. Was wrapped up almost immediately. The umpire said you've had prior opportunities. So Cardillo wheels around, sends one high and long to the teeth of goal, and at the back is Phelan Smith, who's taken the mark just inside the field of play. A little snap from a cute angle. In the left forward pocket.
He presents a great danger, doesn't he, when he goes deep, boys? Wonderful pair of hands.
Around the corner he comes, and I'll tell you what,
You did anything?
he sprayed that. He's just gone through from behind.
He's had his shots this afternoon. Fraser Phelan Smith, he's kicked 4 behinds.
He loves launching them off the boot as well. Even that one,
Yeah,
just cannon through the air.
He's not going to leave anyone wondering, is he?
I was surprised he didn't play on when he took the mark just to go around and finish the job. Short chip out. Works in favour here of the Tigers. This Taglieri with the ball. He's kept running. He's popped over the top. Didn't quite reach him. He has support though with Capron. Looking to work back inside the fence at 50. It's not confident play here for Westmeadows. Forced just to stop and prop. Castias goes short. Worked out well. Taglieri again. We've gone 28.5 minutes in the Sharon scoreboard in the second term. Not much longer left in this half. Ugly looking kick. Out of bounds in the full by Taglieri.
This is just off the back of the Rupertswood forwards working their backsides off to actually defend the forward 50. They weren't allowing Westmeadows to play their natural game.
Shaw inside 50. Well cut off there. A terrific mark taken by Evans. And he wants to move it on quick. The switch ball was good. Saiter over the top. Flavelwood just couldn't get to the drop of the football, and that just seems to be the story of the afternoon so far for the Tigers. Just trickles on out of play.
Did you see how quickly Evans wanted to move the ball to the open side of the ground when they took that intercept? When there's a slow play, Rupertswood are doing a fantastic job of actually cutting that switch kick off and defending that forward 50 really well.
29.5 minutes gone in the second quarter. Toss back into play. The next goal, you feel, if either side could put a major on the board, it'd be massive. McDonald inside 50, just spills out the back, and the siren sounds. An enthralling second half is on the cards. Rupertswood 7 points ahead here at the main break. 4-7-31 plays 3-6-24. It's had it all so far. Interesting contest.
Arm wrestle to say the least, isn't it? It was, and again, boys, we just checked the numbers, but it almost feels like that the opposite of the opposing end, which is the one that they're kicking into the breeze, seems to be the one where both teams have had a little bit more fluency going forward, but it seems to be kicking with the wind. Both sides have sort of wasted their opportunity going inside forward 50, and there have been a lot of dump kicks and a lot of deep dump kicks to go in. So I'm not sure. I'd be reasonably happy if I was Westmeadows, because they were able to manage to wrestle back some of that little bit of that momentum. And if that's sort of 4 or 5 goal breeze, I'd be reasonably happy if I was Westmeadows coming into the halftime break, knowing that we've got that 5 or 6 goal breeze in the third quarter.
Absolutely. It is the Sharks of Rupertswood here at Highgate Recreation Reserve by 7 points. We'll be back very shortly with the second half.
sunshine here in the northern suburbs of Melbourne. We're underway. The umpire holds the ball aloft. No one could really win it down on that occasion, although nicely done there by Cardillo to work his way to the front of the pack. He gave a little handball off to Kavanagh, then over again to Cardillo. He looks further afield up towards Recupero. Let it bounce in front of him. He's got plenty of company, and in the end the Tigers will win the free kick, and immediately they're away into the middle of the ground, although Taglieri couldn't be clean with it. Fox is wrapped up again. Good pressure by Taglieri, and he's been rewarded with the free kick.
Terrific tackle.
You can already sense the Tigers are just looking to move this ball a lot quicker than they were against the Breeze in that second quarter. As Capron sends one up the line, although just over the head of the desired target of Flaverwood on that occasion. The ball spills out of bounds. We'll have the ball thrown in.
And that's probably the other thing too, Nathan, you just need to take a little bit of courage for Westmeadows to actually start to rip the ball back through the middle. Like that very, very aggressive kick back in towards the middle. Fox sort of intercepted there for a moment.
Half forward flank here for the Tigers. Ball launched, back in the play. Main and Kavanagh to do battle once again. Main, nice little back fist, went down into the path of Mamalini. He was immediately caught. We'll do it all over again, this time by way of a ball up. Massive crowd here at Highgate Recreation Reserve, as you'd expect for a grand final. Main again winning it down. Capron with a clearance, high up and under kick inside forward 50. Varel did really well, waiting down for it. Evans applies the ground pressure. Good pick up there by Sparks. His hand pass though cut off initially by Kavanagh. Mitchell Johnson breaks the tackles. Gets the hand pass backwards here. Sets a task though for West. He had time to gather himself. Varel goes again. Throws it onto his boot. It goes out in the space. Race on now for the loose football. Tigers in best position to get there first, although Fox does really well to make up good ground, and Taglieri happy to see the ball go to play.
Good one-on-one contest there with Fox.
Tell you what, boys, it's hot in this box.
It is.
Turn me over, man. I'm cooked.
The ball to be tossed back into play by the boundary umpire. Rucks to go to work. Kavanagh almost wanted it down himself. In fact, he did in the end, and he's immediately wrapped up. It's the premiership quarter, as they call it. Who will come out on top? Bursting through the pack there was Taglieri. He sends one up the line, and he intercepted on that occasion there by Verrill.
Geez, he's had a hot start to this third quarter, Nate. Good pick up from you.
In short to Brown. This is much what we saw from the Tigers here in the second quarter, just working the ball slowly off that half-back line, although this one goes high up towards Phil and Smith, who's going to launch at it, although a good fist came there by O'Grady. Ball goes out of bounds right in front of the Sharks bench.
We've gone 3 minutes in this third term. 24 still plays 31, favouring the Sharks of Rupertswood. Broadcast side wing. Boundary throw in. Main flicked it perfectly over his shoulder to Capron on the run. He sends a deep one inside forward 50. Target Church. He's caught behind, but he still takes the mark. And he's going to get a look from 10 metres out, 20 metres out rather, almost directly in front.
Another good strong contest there from Mitch Church. The kick from Capron was to the advantage of Mitch Church, and as you can see on the replay, there may have been just a slight little nudge in the back, but I think he may have used his forearms, Jimmy, which is completely legal. Got himself in a good spot, and the flight, the extra bit of flight from the footy worked into Mitch's favour.
He's playing a bit of a lone hand up forward, going for goal number 3. They've only kicked 3 thus far. Mitch Church to reduce the margin back to 1 point. Guides it, and guides it to perfection. He's got his third, and the margin has been reduced to a 1 point deficit. 4-6-30 plays 4-7-31 on the Sharon scoreboard. Proud supporters of the EDFL and Northwest FM.
You feel with this breeze that it's not going to back off. Westmeadows are going to really have to try and make as much play as they can in this particular quarter. Obviously with Rupert kicking towards the scoring end in that last quarter, but Mitch Church, he's really getting some value from some ball coming in and converting well for the Westmeadows Footy Club.
Well, one thing's remained constant throughout this game, and that's that the margin remains close. So we're back up in the middle again, and forward here comes Capron. They've been lively early on of the Tigers. This one to the front of the pack. Evans is waiting down there, although he couldn't quite collect the footy. They're able to work this through Brown, who Kicks very, very wide to the advantage of Johnston, who won't get there in time. It spills over the boundary line. In fact, Crotty it was who couldn't get there.
Just didn't. The wind got hold of that one, didn't it? It travelled of an extra 30 metres just with the breeze.
It's that died down breeze I was talking about, Cole.
Yep. We'll move on.
So launch back in again by the umpire. Main in front position. Got it down towards Hatton. Shaw. Now it's Sparks, who'll send a high ball up and under. Just to the teeth of 50. Spills down to the front of the pack. Jenkins is in there. He's immediately confronted by about 3 or 4 Sharks. Another stoppage inside 50 for the Tigers. 5.5 gone in this third quarter.
Captain Ryan Capron's really taken a step. He's probably had 4 or 5 touches in this early part of this third quarter already.
Kavanagh down to Cardillo, who works it sequentially to Shaw, then goes out wide to Brown, who's about to be wrapped up. Phelan Smith now with it. He's immediately confronted by Sidaro, and the ball spills out of bounds. Last touch there by Brown for the Sharks.
1 point the margin here at Highgate. Another boundary throw in, broadcast side wing. Kavanagh assumed the front position, won it down. Capron again with a clearance. This time hack kick out of midair, and there's Bailey Varell again. Floating in, taking a good mark. Pickley gets it moving on here to McDonald. He just looks up and there's just not a lot of movement up ahead for him. So he'll elect to kick it. Well, it's a shank kick. He was looking for Phelan Smith, cutting across. Peterson takes an easy mark. Plenty of numbers moving for Peterson. He floats a kick towards Flavelwood. Made life difficult for him because he's got to get to work against 3 Sharks at ground level. The numbers win out on this occasion. Bonello shoveled it to hand pass in search of Markey. Logan Johnson will get there first. Danced through a couple of would-be tacklers. Did well enough. Cardillo, sweeping hand pass, made life difficult for his teammate. Hatton nearly comes in to collect it here for the Tigers. Scramble now for the loose football. Sharks yet again emerge with it. This time it's Mitchell Johnson. Delicate little kick here for Bonello, worked out really well. Flanagan's caught goal side. If he can get it towards him, he'll head in that direction now. In fact, it was Recupero. It's cut off here by Hollow.
So Hollow elects to switch to Castellas. Still inside defensive 50, now up the line. Mark's been taken here by Evans. On the far side of the ground. Looks longer. Fist came. In front of the pack there was Crotty. He couldn't emerge with the football. It trickles over the boundary line.
We just hit up to Greenbar Recreational Reserve and at Strathmore 9.660. They've just got a slight break on Keeler, 8.4.52.
It's the umpire to throw the ball back into play in front of the scoreboard here at Highgate. Down the ground level, there's plenty of players confronting this one, and we'll have another stoppage.
On the far side wing, Main won it down. Cardillo through traffic, emerges with the football to Logan Johnson. And now, a kick inside 50. It's a low darting ball. Well read there by the defence of the Tigers. Quick hand pass over the top. Sets Peterson in space. He's got a man further afield. Hatton knew it was coming his way and he got on his bike and ran. Verrill will come to meet him. He got a big hit on him. It was all legal, said the umpire. Verrill goes again. Did well enough. Quick hand pass made life difficult for Crotty. He stood up in the tackle. Got the hand pass out only as far as Gleeson, who threw it onto his boot. Inside 50 kick. Well marked in the air. Taken by Kavanagh.
That was brilliantly done there by Verrill, wasn't he? He left his man. As they work it up the far side now, Brown's got space to run into. He's got a paddock ahead of him, but all that means is there's no options for the time being. He's got to double back and get around his man and just chip one in short towards Mitchell Johnson, although went through his legs in the end. Spencer looks out the back to Hollow, who goes into the middle of the ground. In a good position there was Houghton. Goes once again towards the front of the pack, spills out. Bartrop's in there, as is Verrill, who's been very, very lively so far in this contest. Now out to Crotty. Once again, limited options ahead, so he's almost got to apply the brakes and chip one in short. This one's going to work there. Mitchell Johnston receives the 1-2 there from Shaw and then blasts one up towards Flanagan in the deep. Can't quite get there. Spills out the back. Real chance. And it's been kicked through by Pranauskas. And that is a big moment in the context of this game.
It was a really patient build-up through the middle of the ground, wasn't it? As you quite rightly called it, Jimmy, Rupertswood would have lost a fair bit of structure forward of the ball, and I think it was Crotty who got the ball into Johnston, and he just held up play nicely, and they just picked their way through that well. And Pronounced, is that how many goals is that for him now, Nate?
That's 3 goals.
That's 3 for him now, and alluded to that earlier. We love our midfielders kicking goals, and he's really been quite damaging, hitting the scoreboard.
Margin kicks out to a 7-point ball game. 4-6-30 plays 5-7-37. Sharks get one back. Kavanagh and Main do battle once again. Kavanagh controlling the airwaves, and he gets to work at ground level as well. Spencer came in off half back to apply some pressure here for the Tigers. He sits on top of the football. He might have dragged it in. Umpire comes lurking around the contest and says, I'll just claim this one, boys. We'll do it all over again. Main tried to get the big fist forward. Sparks got the clearance. Stingle through traffic. Lost control of it in the tackle. Coming together a footy there was Shaw to Crotty. Needs some support. Found it by hand through Cardillo. Back to Crotty. Goes one way, then the other. A short chip is fine. Works out well here for Johnson. 11 minutes gone in this third term. That's a good kick too. Shaw, who kept moving forward. Crotty also kept running forward. He sends it inside 50. Flanagan coming up to meet it. At the back, the TikTok star himself, Fox, walks into the open goal and slams one home.
Got to love that turnover, don't you, boys? He was just sitting himself in a really nice defensive position here, James Fox, but as soon as he saw it was Crotty just burst his way through centre half forward, he just decided to push himself forward, and you see that happen a lot, especially with Geelong last night. Didn't you see those wingers? They start to push themselves into the forward 50 deep, and on this occasion it was James Fox who managed to get out the back.
That'll get him a few more followers. 6-7-43 plays 4-6-30. That's 13-point margin now.
As we see on the Nelson Alexander replay, he celebrated that one with some high fives on the back fence, so that will make it to TikTok tonight. I've got no doubt about it. We'll just rip up to Lionheart Reserve, boys. Hillside 10-3-63 lead Craigieburn 7-5-47. 24 minutes gone, 3/4.
So now, how can they respond, the Tigers? Capron extracts from the middle and sends one up towards Matthews, who was edged out of it nicely there by Young. He'll still pursue in the race, although Young did well to work his way to the front. Now he's wrapped up in a tackle, and umpire says holding the ball. It's a very hot footy. They've been hot with those holding the ball decisions all afternoon of the umpires. Just happy to chip this one around. Now enter forward 50. This one might almost work over the back of Kavanagh. He's got work to do. Gee, he made it awkward for himself in the end. Don't know if he got a touch on it.
He didn't get it
first time of asking.
No. He was desperate to get back and ensure as the quick kick comes out. Fraught with danger, could be cut off. Umpire's found a free kick though. Will go the way of Grubb. So deep inside defensive 50. Looks further afield and kicks long to the contest. High on the far side wing. Well marked. Out there by Jenkins. Cutting it across. We'll pump it back from whence it came. And he'll send a probing kick inside 50. Can they get the pack mark? Verrill gets up with one hand. Waiting down for it. Sparks threw it onto his boot. And it sails through for another minor score here for Westmeadows. 4-8-32 plays 6-7-43 on the Sharon scoreboard. 13 minutes gone, third term.
So just chipped in short to the pocket. To Crotty. Just kick over the top to Markey's a good one. Just going to slow things down for the time being. Although that's very, very dangerous there by Markey to take on the tackler. Did well in the end to shake him off. Now up towards Verrill. Stingle, was he infringed with? Umpire said he wasn't. And they'll look for the boundary line there. Sidaro takes it over. Just under 14 minutes gone in the premiership quarter.
Crotty's been good too in this quarter, boys, hasn't he? Playing up on that wing. He and Fox are having a real impact on this game.
So tossed in here by the umpire. Fox get to work. It's going to spill out towards Crotty, although well done there by Taglieri to send them up towards forward 50, although it's a wonderful intercept mark taken there, diving forward. It's nicely done there by Markey, who's taking the mark at halfback.
He goes short, defers by foot here to Brown, not the required 15, so he'll have to play on and go. Went one way, then the next. Floating kick worked out well for Logan Johnson. They're just working their way to the front of every contest of the Sharks. It's working out in their favour. As Johnson off a step, kicks to the one-on-one, Flanagan and Portelli. Flanagan played defensive on that occasion, got the fist only down as far as Peterson. Dangerous looking kick, made life difficult There for Evans, spinning through traffic with Sadaro, caught, holding the ball. They want to get it moving quick. Bonello want to take the advantage. They'll have to come back, and in doing so, it'll allow Westmeadows to get back in numbers inside the defensive 50. Flanagan leads early. Johnson's a deep option. Cardillo heads towards Flanagan in the pack. Johnson got up real high, couldn't reel it in. Trying to score the try over the boundary line there was Spencer. And he's done well to force a stoppage.
Although Flanagan hasn't actually taken any big competitive or strong marks for Rupo, he hasn't presented a good target for them across half forward and especially deep.
The umpire's going to ball this one up virtually on the boundary line. And he's found a free kick as well. And will go the way of the defence.
That's our man number 2 in the comp for freeze 4, Jackie Hatton.
So Hatton elects to switch play, and he does so successfully. Working their way through the back line now up to Aaron Evans, who's got a bit of space to run into. He's just happy to chip over the top to Gleeson. On the far side of the ground. Sends one long to a contest. That's nicely marked on that occasion. They're just working their way up the line, although one-on-one's ahead for the time being. Just chipping it in short to Flaverwood. So Taglieri screaming for the ball. In the end, he looks longer. And Phil and Smith spills out the back of him, and a free kick's been paid anyway. He was infringed with. Free kick will go the way of Bartrop in the end. Nonetheless, Phil and Smith looks up towards Mitchell Johnson, and that ball's gone out of bounds on the full, so it'll be coming back, and it'll be coming back with interest here for the Tigers.
I don't think Sider realises it's a free kick. That definitely went into the crowd. He's not sure, wasn't looking at the footy. So Sider now goes very short. They've worked it out well here. Castells. In fact, it's Sadaro who will load up from 50, goes right to the line and actually covered the journey quite comfortably, but he sprays the kick through for a minor score. 4-9-33 plays 6-7-43. It's a 10-point ball game here at Highgate Recreation Reserve. 17 minutes gone of this final term. Umpire once again calling the Sharks to go. Short chip over the top. Lands into the lap of Young. He kicks high. High beyond the wing. Floating kick and cutting across and taking a good sliding mark with Sadaro. Tigers can propel forward once again. Hand passes. The man riding shotgun in hollow. That's a beautiful kick. It was lace out. And Flaverwood on a hard lead has taken a good mark, and he can go back and have a look from about 45 to 50 metres out on a sharp angle.
Boys, we'll just rip up to Greenvale Recreation Reserve where Strathmore 12-80 just skipped away from Keilor 8-5-53. 23 minutes gone, third quarter.
Flaverwood, they need a go at Westmeadows. They're hanging on the scoreboard. And with the wind advantage, they need to make the most of it. He sets sail for goal. It looks good off the boot. Oh, it's better than good. It's a goal. Westmeadows, 5-9-39. Play Rupertswood, 6-7-43. We're back to a 4-point ball game.
I'll tell you what, if there's any concerns about his hamstring, they've all been put to bed because he's absolutely launched that one.
Maybe it's his running gait, because last year we had concerns in the grand final about his hamstring.
Yeah, it looked very similar here, but took his best effort. Boys just up to Lionheart Reserve. Hillside 11-4-70. Lee Craigieburn 7-6-48, and the Sharks look like they're in control of that game at the moment.
Just about to tick over 19 minutes in this third quarter. 4 points the difference between these two sides. Big finish to the quarter coming up, you suggest. Don't go anywhere. There's a big finish to come. As that one's wrapped up, the umpire says I'll have it right in the middle of the ground. Rucks again to do battle. Goes down towards Pronowskis, who does well to extract that one from the pack and send it up towards Mitchell Johnston, who's immediately confronted there by Hollow, who does well, although he's almost turned the ball over there to Logan Johnson. Coming through though, here is Hollow again, sends one up towards forward 50. Mark's been taken in by Jenkins, who just had a little grab for the back of his leg there again. It's all going on at the moment. Jenkins will have to kick this one from well outside 50.
He's in range. He kicked a goal. I say this, he kicked a goal from 50 metres at Salesian College when we last saw him, and that was without breeze.
Okay. You're saying he's got the shoe for this? Call us through it, Nath.
I won't have to. Jimmy's going to do it for me.
Okay. He'll take his best effort.
Oh, big moment in the game to give his side the lead. Use the breeze to his advantage. He's done just that, but he's pulled it to the near side and nearly a mark taken there by Flaverwood. And he really does look sore at the moment, Hugo Jenkins.
Coming straight to the bench, boys.
The hamstrings are pinging all over the place at the moment from what it seems.
Boundary throw on deep inside defensive 50 as Jenkins makes his way to the bench. Ball launched back in the play. Main assumed the front position, tried to get a hand pass out. Price is there alongside him. Main keeps going. Good hard work there from the ruckman. Verrill happily ushering him over the line. We've gone, ticking the time on here. The Highgate Recreation Reserve. Can the Tigers get a goal from this stoppage? Hatton dropped it. Varela there was with him. Ball in dispute. Johnson gets involved and we'll get another ball up.
Deep into time on, boys. There's one player behind centre, and that's Chicken Portelli.
Evans from the ruck contest. Couldn't find boot to ball. That is a terrific tackle. So again, the Sharks can repel out of defence, this time through Logan Johnson, who defers laterally to Brown, still inside defensive 50. Spies a target further afield, couldn't find one. And Taglieri happy to see the ball go out of play. Crowd seem a little bit muted down the front in front of us.
Yeah, there's a bit of a hush over it, isn't there? This is a tight contest, that's for sure. No team here has been prepared to give up, not even a millimetre.
To be fair to them, they've seen a serious lack of play around this side of the ground so far this afternoon. As it's tossed back into play by the umpire, the Brucks jostle for it again. No one can really extract it from the pack. It's going to hang in there for a moment. The arms go up in the air, but the umpire ultimately says we'll have a stoppage again. Tossed up once again. Forward. Trying to go there with the Tigers, but held in again.
This is just playing into the hands of Rupertswood.
It certainly is, Nath. I was about to say the same thing. Repeat stoppage is deep into time on.
Out to the back. Can the Tigers find an answer? It suggests they just need to solidify themselves, get one on the board, get themselves in front whilst trying to defend.
I'd just like to see here, Jimmy, just to get someone on the burst through this stoppage, just create some chaos.
No one was forthcoming. Bonello immediately wrapped up by Mamalidi. It's another ball up, 50 metres out from goal here for the Tigers.
Just watch for Aaron Evans here.
Main over his shoulder. Another delicate tap came forward. Here is Evans on cue. Got the football, but gave it straight up to Pranauskas. Loops a hand pass over the top here to Johnston. He just throws it over his shoulder, hoping to find a target. It's worked out really well. Pranauskas, although his kick was smothered. Good call there by you. McDonald by hands towards Cardillo, trying to walk the tie up the boundary line. I think he's kept it in. Umpire was right there. Short kick inboard. Bonello in the middle of the field. Has Crotty on out wide, but he's got Price on deeper. It's a good looking kick, and it's a good mark as well. And Price is going to have a look at goal from 45 metres out, almost directly in front. Just a bit of a passage of play out of nothing.
What happens though, Nath, is when all your forwards get up and they're really defending quite well, when the ball gets out the back, there's just so much space for the Rupertswood forwards to run back into. And on this occasion, it was Angus Price who found himself goal side of his opponent and put himself in a terrific position. Important kick coming up here for the Rupertswood Footy Club.
He's kicked 14 goals so far this season, but he will trade every single one of them for a goal in the grand final. And the price on this occasion was not right. It's gone right. It's a minor score. 6-8, 44 plays, 5-9, 39, 24 minutes gone on the Sharon scoreboard.
Punch that one through cover. Lovely.
We've got Spencer absolutely screaming for it out in front of us. He's going to get ignored for the time being and just chipped in short to Sidaro, who gives the handball back off to Castellas off the half-back flank. Long ball up towards Flaverwood. At the back, Markey. Nicely done there to just trap it and try and control it himself. He was taken high. And finally, the crowd in front of us find their voice.
We haven't seen much play out this side, Jimmy, have we?
Not happy with the decision from the umpire, but ultimately I think you'd have to say it was fair enough. Over the top, couldn't quite jump onto that one. There was Phelan Smith. Spills out the back. Mark's been taken. He's happy to work it around. Capron. High ball up and under. Bartrop in best position to spoil. Did nicely. Now over the top. Mitchell Johnson waiting for it. Does well to sidestep his opponent and then give a little handball over the top. Bonello. Now back to Mitchell Johnson again, who's got Sparks for company. He's wrapped up and holding the ball. And the crowd come to voice. All of a sudden, from nothing, something's... Sparks has provided the spark for the crowd. They're up and about all of a sudden.
He sends a high ball, high along the wing. Big pack of players, fists come from everywhere. Waiting down for it, Pronouskis though for the Sharks, emerges with the footy. He goes back up towards half forward, the smallest man on the ground, and Recupero. Well done there by Johnson to Pinello. It was good hands. He steps around one. He can load up here from 40 metres, and he could drive one home. Oh, he's hit the post. We've seen our fair share of posters this afternoon, and that was probably the most exciting of them. 6-9-45 plays 5-9-39. We're back to that even kick ball game.
Well, the game's just gone up a notch now as Hatton's kick goes wide out towards Spencer, who'll run onto this one, and he's got space to run into now. Delivers a little kick over the top towards Aaron Evans. He's got plenty of space to run into as well. He'll send this one high up towards the teeth of goal. Bartrop's got work to do. It's just out the back, and Cannon's into the post up the other end.
From one end to the other, boys. How about that?
It really is a game of inches.
Do you feel like it's just starting to bust open now, isn't it? Really starting to bust open.
That was defence into attack in a hurry. There's the ball. Sits with Brown. Deep inside defensive 50 here for Rupertswood. Goes high to the contest. Sadaro got up high. Plenty numbers waiting down for it here are in favour of the Tigers. Taglieri just threw it onto his boot. It was an errant kick floating back to take the easy intercept mark. There was Young. Goes short. That was a dangerous ball. Main hardly onto his boot. Oh, it's awkwardly landed into the lap of O'Grady. And he could be within range from 50 metres out.
Just back up to Greenvale, boys. Strathmore have kicked out here 14-10-94, lead Keilor 8-6-54.
Looking to book their place in the Premier Division Grand Final, Strathmore. But it's here at Highgate Recreation Reserve where Westmeadows want to get in front of the scoreboard so they can book their place in Division 1. And the ball is sitting currently with Sean O'Grady. He'll have to kick this one all of 52 metres. He does have wind assistance to claim the lead in the dying stages of the third term. He saunters in now and he unloads an absolute bomb! The Tigers are back in front. 6-10-46, plays 6-9-45. 27 and a half gone on the Sharon scoreboard.
Fantastic finish, wasn't it, by Sean O'Grady? Was he just outside the paint? We've got the replay here, thanks to us from the Bendigo Bank. It was just outside 50, in fact, and he just let the wind work that one back on the breeze beautifully and put it straight through the middle. Needed that one. Probably about a minute to go in this third term, boys.
Well, what an important minute it is. Game all of a sudden right in the balance, and I think you can officially say it's game on now. Crowd have sprung to life, and so have the players out in the middle, and big clearance to be won here, although no one can for the time being. All the players desperately crash on top of the ball. Next clearance, a massive one, you sense. Kavanagh and Main. Main wins it down. Capron had to spin a full 360. Oh, gee, crashing through. In the end, there was Kavanagh. Couldn't quite win it for his side. Now over the top. Awkward little kick out there from Crotty. Might work out, though. Peterson and Shaw do battle on the wing. That's a good tackle from Shaw to ensure Peterson isn't going anywhere.
It's probably good by Peterson as well, Cole. Not to just lazily give up the hand pass because they were outnumbered.
Yeah, ball security was good then by JP. Siren imminent.
Dying stages. Can Evans do something for them? Goes out wide to Peterson. Last opportunity for them, you sense. He's wrapped up by Shaw. We'll have a stoppage. What a final quarter we are set up for.
Ball up, broadcast side wing. Main takes it out of the ruck. Kick smothered by Crotty. Knocking away free kick nearly. Umpire said it was okay, and that's a big hip and shoulder. We'll get another boundary throw in as Tempers flare on the boundary line. They've gone 29 minutes of this third term. It's a 1-point ball game favouring the Tigers of Westmeadows. They call it the premiership quarter, but there is still one more quarter to play and a significant breeze advantage for one team. Kavanagh laying it down. Peterson stood up in the tackle but gave it straight up here to Cardillo. Shoveled out the hand pass to Shaw, back to Cardillo. They are working in tandem out there, those two Sharks. Delicate kick going forward was good, but time runs out for Rupertswood as we have a ball game on our hands here at Highgate Recreation Reserve. Division 2 Grand Final, and at three-quarter time, it is a 1-point margin favouring Tigers over the Sharks.
Unbelievable quarter of football, wasn't it, from both sides? Just a complete and utter arm wrestle. It has been like that since the opening bounce. I don't think that any side's got any clearer than a couple of goals ahead of one another, but this sets up to be an absolute gem of a last quarter. Rupertswood with the advantage, Jimmy, but geez, how can you actually pick it from here, mate? It hasn't been a real strong impetus. No one's really got to hit the scoreboard very hard on that with kicking with that wind, have they?
Well, we've been saying it all afternoon long. Just given what happened in the last contest between these two sides, nothing will separate them this afternoon. It'll take all the way up until the final siren, and it seems that'll be the way again here at Highgate.
It certainly does. It certainly does. Sets up for a great one, Nath.
We're going to take a break here on Nelson Alexander Match of the Day. One more quarter to play in the Strathmore Community Bank Division 2 competition. Take us away.
I'll tell you what, I've been letting the play doing the talking so far because it's been a highly enthralling contest. Out the back is Capron. He gets it over to Sparks and away here go the Tigers. Hearn's kick down the line. In fact, Capron it was. Now back to Hearn, who gives a little handball off, and inside 50 they go, up towards Church at the back, but at the front waiting there nicely was West. He holds his ground and takes the mark. Surveys his options for now, and then looks like he's going to drive a kick up the line. It's very, very high. It's gone close to the boundary line. The fist comes, and that will see it all the way over the fence and out of bounds.
40 seconds into this final term. 6-10 plays 6-9 here in the closest of games in a grand final. We're at the half-forward flank here for the Tigers. Umpire launches the ball back in the play. Main flicks it down over his shoulder. Cutting through there was Hatton. Did he draw a free kick? He did.
That's unusual, isn't it?
And he wants them to go quick, and he wants to send it long and strong inside 50. Can they get a mark? Not on this occasion. Stingle's waiting down to rove this football. It might be the Sharks who break away. Good pressure there by Jenkins. Allowed the ball to spill out wide. Gets close to the line. Grubb will get there first. He's got a man on open. Further afield, this is Fox, and he's in an acre of space. Has two bounces. Flaverwood gives chase. Has to force the kick, and it's a long kick out in front of Portelli. He fumbles the football. Allows the Sharks to get involved. Shaw tries to extract it from congestion. Spencer says, get that kick out of here. Goes out towards the boundary line, and he's done well. Perhaps not to give away deliberate, and it will be a throw-in.
It would be a brave umpire to give that one, wouldn't it, Nath?
Absolutely. I always say the first time I called EDFL, they told me they never called deliberate, and I reckon I've seen about 30 since.
Well, the ball to be thrown in front of a large crowd here at Highgate Recreation Reserve. The two big rucks to do battle again. Kavanagh at the front, managed to win it down, but that's going out of bounds once again. Boundary umpires have had their work cut out for them this afternoon.
And they've done well too, the boundary umpires.
Clouds just starting to seep over the ground. At the time it was West winning it down. Here's a chance for them. Mitchell Johnson hands over to Logan, whose kick is almost gone the wrong direction. Up towards Spencer, who let it bounce in front of him, and that ball goes out of bounds.
Johnson to Johnson, it was nearly smooth.
I'll tell you what, the Mitchell Johnson name in Australia is normally associated with a bit of pace and menace, and he nearly was able to find his way through there.
Just goes to show that one. That one went right over his head.
You've been hanging on to that one since about 12 o'clock today.
Absolutely. I reckon about 12 o'clock 2 weeks ago, as the Tigers can extract the ball from congestion, but it's going to be coming back with interest. Quick kick inside 50. Crotty had to sit and wait. Coming hard over the top was Peterson, roving it at ground level. Away they go through Hollow. Has to guide the kick out in front of that man, Stingle. He's in an acre of space. Has time to collect. Doesn't see Verrill coming up alongside. In fact, the umpire's found a downfield free kick. No wonder why he was just strolling.
No, I reckon this is going the way of Rupertswood here.
I think
He's not. He's
No, it's downfield.
He's pointing
and
up the field. My
it's
apologies.
Against, sorry, it was Flaverwood was impeded.
So the Westmeadows runner went out to get the footy, but he was told no. So it's
Is that what they said?
Yeah, well, maybe one of the words. So Capron in the centre of the ground. It will have to come to Stingle, though.
We sorted ourselves out here.
So a crowd forward 50 ahead of him, and numbers are favouring the Sharks. O'Grady offers a shallow lead. He'll head in that direction. It's a floating kick, nearly favoured him. Got past all comers, though. Grubb roved it well. Short chip over the top. Works out well here for Crotty. And we can all take a breath as the Sharks will move forward here to Markey.
There is Markey who's taking the mark as the crowd do their best efforts to impersonate the umpire and put him off on that occasion. But nonetheless, he's launched this one down the line, and waiting at the back was Castellas, who's taken a good mark. He immediately looks to switch out there to Hutton, whose kick is just along the deck. It might work out here for Stingle. He's no stranger to the big stage. He has a bounce. He goes around one, kicks towards goal. It's just going to land short, and the mark's been taken by Logan Johnson at the last line of defence.
He quickly gets it on here to Brown, and he sends it further afield, out into space. Pronouskis in the one-on-one here with Gleeson. Gleeson as well just to hold him up. Pronouskis protecting the ball. Shoveled out the hand pass to Bonello, threw it onto his boot. In fact, the ball might have gone out of play before doing so, and it has. We'll get a boundary throw in, half forward flank here for the Tigers.
Small win there for Westmeadows, wasn't it? They were out at Rupertswood if they could get that one clear.
Just get the sense Stingle's really starting to light up.
It's a little bit early for him to start putting that sort of show on, boys.
I think they'll take it when they can. 6:10:46 plays, 6:9:45, 1 point ball game. We've gone 5 minutes into the final term. It is going to be a grandstand finish here at Highgate Recreation Reserve. The umpire sends the ball back in the play. The rucks jostle for position. Main took it out of the ruck and floated a kick high inside 50 to the advantage of Jenkins in a genuine one-on-one. Grubb held him up really well, and the ball spills out here to Varral. He breaks clear off the left. Floating kick out into space. Kick favours Flaverwood. Numbers here present with the Tigers. Flaverwood heard the voice that he was going to get a shepherd, so he cuts through the middle of the ground. It's a dart of a kick to Hutton. Off a step. Ugly looking ball from him, and that's a poor turnover at centre half full.
Flaverwood's been shifted up the ground onto a wing, boys, and he's getting him some nice run.
Awkward little kick makes Mitchell Johnson work for it, although he does well. Now launches a spiral torpedo, and that one's just going to land in the waiting arms of Portelli.
Both teams showing a lack of composure, Cole.
Added pressure of a grand final, Nath.
So Portelli up the line, tries to find the desired target, although bursting through. Couldn't find it there was West, he left it behind. Now Phelan Smith tries to take on one, can't quite break the tackle, gets the handball over the top. Now it's the Tigers with numbers around, but as you said, the pressure's so high at the moment. Wrapped up, we'll have another stoppage. 6.5 gone in the final quarter. 1 point separates these two sides. The Rucks to do battle again. It's tied up close to that boundary line, and that kick's almost gone out of bounds on the full. In fact, it has. Free kick will go the way of the Tigers.
Peterson just goes short here. To Hollow. Breaks one tackle, and he can quickly dart the hand pass off here to Capron with the 1-2. The give and go was good for Hollow. The kick floated. Verrill nearly chopped it off. Jenkins roved it well. Kicks it out in front of Evans. This man is a superstar of the competition. If it sits, he's away. Open goal beckons for Evans. And Evans has kicked a goal. 7:10:52. Plays 6:9:45. And it's a 7-point ball game here at Highgate Recreation Reserve. And the superstar gets on the end of a ripper.
And how about the composure from Jenkins in the middle of the ground here, boys? He had it all to do. 2v1. The kick over the top was great. And with leg speed like Aaron Slick Evans has got, no one was beating him back towards goal, were they?
I think it just shows you how congested this game's been as well, because the entire 50 was vacant and the ball was only about 10-15 metres away from it.
Well, yeah, when both sides are like pushing their forwards up the ground to try and make the ground as small as they can, Jimmy, but as soon as the ball gets spat out the back with speed on it, game on.
Well, the Tigers strike the first blow, and now it's on the Sharks to respond, although going forward here is Sparks. Was he tripped up? He was. He'll receive the free kick.
They're playing with a real air of commitment, are the Tigers at the moment.
Once again, the ball ends up a fair way away from the play, and Taglieri's got to do the job of retrieving it for his teammate in Sparks, who quickly goes off to Capron.
He's lifted in the second half, hasn't he, the skipper?
Just takes his time for the moment. Looks for a good entry inside 50. The big man's there in May, and he launched from the footy, but Johnson did well just to get a little hand in there. And it's wrapped up. We'll have a stoppage. Last touch there by McDonald.
Good courage there by Logan Johnson.
Never lacks any of that.
Main taps it down. It's going to spill out the back of the pack towards Logan Johnson again. Taglieri's wrapped up. Johnson still fighting for it in there. It spills out towards Clayton Bonello, who's got his work cut out for him here now. Mitchell Johnston. Out the back, Cardillo, who's under immediate pressure. His handball really went to no one in particular. Fox has got to go and get it. Does nicely. In fact, Pronouskis that was. Gets it over the top, Cardillo, and now they can run along the outer side of the ground. Jenkins provides good chase. Kick inside 50. Castellas in good position. Composes and takes the mark at half-back.
And they're away, the Tigers, through the middle of the ground. Capron goes high up to half-forward. It's a beautiful kick to Hatton. Man on his own in the forward pocket is Stingle. Does he get the journey? Umpire says yes! It was a grass cutter, but Stingle got his fingers underneath the footy and has reeled in a good mark.
Great call by you two boys then. And this game is starting to open right up. And now I think that's actually playing into the hands of Westmeadows. As we can see on the replay, it was a dart from Hatton. And yes, that's a catch. Any game of cricket or any game of football, that is a mark.
This man, he was the match winner when these two sides last met. He's a sharp shooter. And from a 45-degree angle, we are right behind this kick. Ryan Stingle, God, just guides it through the middle. And the Westmeadow fans erupt as they've got another on the board. The margin extends once again. 8-10-58, plays 6-9-45. 10.5 gone on the Sharon scoreboard. Proud supporters of the EDFL and Northwest FM.
Jeez, that kick, it was a very, very good kick in the end, wasn't it? He aimed it at that right-hand goal post, but geez, that breeze, Jimmy, hasn't backed off at all, hasn't made it... It almost spat it to the far left of the side, but Ryan Stingle again, he stepped up to the plate out here at about the 3 or 4 minute mark of this last quarter and drove Westmeadows deep again. And again, creating headaches for the Rupertswood defence with the ball coming in with some speed.
Well, we really saw them struggle against the breeze in the second quarter, but now they've really held their own in this final term so far, and they find themselves 13 points ahead. Rupertswood need the next goal, you feel. McDonald just manages to hack a kick out wide to Bonello, who does well to just parry it in front of him. Does really nicely. Played for the free kick in the end. He won't get it. Pronouskis looks out the back. McDonald again will send them high and long inside 50. Phelan Smith is there. Spills to ground level. Nicely done there by Portelli. Nearly smothering there was Bonello. He couldn't quite, and Main's taking the mark. The big fella in the middle of the ground looks to switch play to Hatton. They're going to go inside 50 again. Are they? Stingle at the back. Had to have pushed Verrill. He did it. Umpire said he didn't. Can you believe it? Now he goes in. Verrill does nicely. And in the end, we'll have a stoppage on 50. That had to be a free kick, surely, Nathan.
There's no way in my book that that's not a free kick. Nevertheless, it's a ball up 50 metres out from Tiger goal. Tap comes out to Evans. He has to break a couple of tackles. Ball spills free. Collected here by Cardillo of the Sharks. Deft little kick forward, goes towards Fox. Big fist came from Hearn, and that's a massive fist. Went all of 30 metres out of bounds for a boundary throw in.
The late, great Danny Frawley, you'd be happy with that one with a golden fist, wouldn't he? That was a great spoil. Mamalidi just looks to be getting seen to by the medicos down on the bench. Looks like it might be a hamstring.
We've had a few of them.
We might do a heartstring if this thing is any closer, boys.
Forward flank here for the Tigers. Main with a big fist down. Overrunning the football, though, was Capron. Not running. Overrunning it was Pronouskis. Grub caught! Gone! Holding the ball. Terrific tackle here by Matthews. Church poses as the deepest option. It's a kick to the lead of Evans. Just misses him. Well done. deft little hand came in, and Young tries to probe the kick out of the fence, and that's a terrific mark taken by Sadaro.
Nicely done, and this ball, it suggests to be coming back with interest for the Tigers. They've got a spring in their step for the moment. Kicking short,
Great.
It's going to work out there to Matthews, right on 50.
Mitch Church is saying go for goal. He's pointed to the goals.
Maybe he's within range.
I venture to say too far at the score.
Those trees haven't really stopped blowing, boys. He's going to kick straight into the teeth of it.
Well,
Just a little bit of composure. Sorry to cut you off, Jimmy, but just a little bit of composure. The kick in here from Saida, just to drop his eyes and hit that short one.
Well, Matthews is going to have to kick this from about 55 out. He'll run around the man on the mark to give himself his best shot. He's hung that out a mile to the left and straight into the waiting arms of McDonald in the back pocket.
You should pump that up, mate.
Nostradamus.
Oh, here he is. He's at his work again.
So from the kick out, massive congestion around this football, and it'll go out of play. We're going to boundary throw in, and everybody here at Highgate can take a breath. It's been hot football. And the Tigers are running all over it at the moment. They're playing with an air of confidence.
Time's just starting to become an issue as well for Rupertswood.
14 minutes gone on the Sharon scoreboard. It's a 13-point margin. Kavanagh wanting it down, cutting across there with Sparks. He was looking for the high tackle. Umpire was blind to it.
Westmeadows won't be unhappy with these repeat stoppages, boys.
Over the shoulder, Sparks, quick kick high up towards half forward. Big fist came from Brown. Scramble for the loose football at ground level. Cardillo's hand pass. Couldn't find Bartrip. Stinger went and got it. Jenkins, he was overrun by a barrage of Sharks. Farrell gathers to Cardillo. Back to Bartrip. Sweeping hand pass in search of Bonello. Cutting across, he was Sider. Did well enough to force the issue. It might come back that way to Sider. Tries to stand up in a tackle. It won't come out. We'll get a ball up 50 metres out from goal.
Looks like Ryan Stingle's in a hell of a lot of pain, boys, out on that far side 50 for Westmeadows.
It might stop the clock and the game, which is not what Westmeadows want because they've got the run of play.
We've got all the momentum.
And it could swing the momentum. Yes, you're right, Jimmy. It could swing the momentum if the game does stop. So
it was a big collision, boys. Nothing in it at all. But both men fully committed to the contest, and as we see Stingle just getting up onto
his haunches.
Yeah.
Just quickly, Cole, we'll do a quick round the grounds while we wait on Stingle. He's in the hands of the trainers at the moment, and he's one player that they don't want to lose in the dying stages of this game.
No, he's the man with ice running through those veins, isn't he?
He's up and walking. And they'll walk him to the bench. I think they have to if they've stopped play.
Just up to Greenvale, boys. 16-11 Strathmore, 107 lead Keilor, 9-6-60. 11 and a half minutes into the final quarter.
Looks like a shoulder or a collarbone of some description there from Stingle.
Yeah, he's got it in that sort of adapted a bit of a sling out of the jumper, hasn't he, Jimmy? Let's hope that...
And he was one player that was really lifting for them in this final term. I mean, he's kicked a goal. He sort of had a hand in a few others.
He's very lively, isn't he? Like, he's very good overhead, but he's also quite damaging on the ground. So let's just see how this plays into the hands of either side with this stopping play. And as usual, the boss, Eli Duxton's all over it. There's 10 minutes and 10 seconds left in this final stanza.
Plenty of time left for Rupertswood to kick a couple of goals and make their way back in front. But they trail by 13 points so far. We're back into a ball-up position. Phelan Smith with a big fist. Scramble for the loose footy. Comes the wave Shaw to Grubb. Now Johnson. This is Mitchell. Sweeping hand pass in search of Cardillo. He'll have Sider for company. Good tackle by Sider. And he's been dumped him. The tackle lingered.
Is that almost 50 as well? Gee. Crowd voice their concern as Shaw gives to Phelan Smith. This is their opportunity. Can he launch one? He wheels around. Runs to about 55. He's launched one. It's across the face though and a behind.
That went every bit of 75 metres that kick, didn't it?
Maybe a handy point nonetheless. The margin goes to 2 kicks. So still in defence now. Out towards Portelli, who's taking a nice mark. Tension building just as we have a little break in play. That one goes wide and too wide for the desired target. Out of bounds. We'll have the ball tossed in.
And it looks like the Hillside Football Club will make history there. 18-7-115 lead Craigieburn, 8-7-55. The big run from Craigieburn comes to an end.
Cavelli watch. He needed 7 for 100.
He's got 5.
Oh, it could be 100 in a grand final.
Forward here come the Tigers. Caprod inside 50. Evans spilled the mark. Church tried to get it over the top to his desired target in Matthews. Couldn't quite Verrill. His kick's only going to go as far as Flaverwood, although very nicely done there by Bonello to work him off it and send his side going forward. Just handballs to space, and it was a clever handball at that because it's pierced through all the Westmeadows defenders. It's going to come out the back. Nicely done there by Hollow. Extracts the play. Long down the line. 1-on-1. Bartrop's got work to do at the back tackle area in a 3-on-1. Did brilliantly. Now to Matthews. High ball over the top. It's fist came from Young. Made it awkward for his side. Now inside 50 for them. In best position is West. And he takes the mark.
Markey peeled off on the far side. He elects to play broadcast side. Floats the kick here towards Cardillo. He's lifted in this turn. Shorts the one. Out here to Crotty. And now in the middle of the ground all by himself. This is Shaw through the centre of Highgate. He takes a bounce. Gets towards half forward and goes wide towards Mitchell Johnston, who takes the mark in the pocket.
Wonderful composure through the middle of the ground, wasn't it, Nate? He had basically half of Highgate all the way in front of him, and he could have been excused for pinning the ears back and having a shot, but his composure to drop his eyes and hit Johnson was a good one.
This is an important kick in the context of this game. In the pocket, Johnston. Oh, he's kicked it. The umpire worked hard with it. It was a late celebration. It's gone through the middle. But more importantly, we're back to a 1-goal ball game, and we've just ticked in the time on in this final term. What
a game. What a fantastic game. The goal umpire made us work too, didn't you, down that end? But, yeah, geez, Johnson's kept them right in this game now, boys, and still plenty of time to go.
Umpire Sarah Maxwell with the eyes on that ball floating through the middle. Her first grand final, first female umpire in a senior grand final in the EDFL.
Kavanagh back in the middle for Rupo.
Well, wherever you are, stop what you're doing and feast your eyes on the screen. We've got an epic finish ahead of us, you sense. 6 points the margin. Can Rupertswood find another one? And can Westmeadows find an answer? Shaw extracts from the middle, sends one inside 50. Portelli in good position. It goes to the back, and he's taken a brilliant mark. Good composure under pressure. He gives a little handball off in defence. All of a sudden, now they've got a little bit of work to do. Awkward darting ball, doesn't quite reach the desired target. Little handball over the top, just floats awkwardly. Here comes Evans, handball over the top to Hollow. He sends one wide, and now all of a sudden they've got a bit of space to run into. Gleason's going to pursue this one. He wins the race to it. Immediately pursued there by Recupero. He does nicely to just work a little kick back.
Michael Portelli stepped up in this quarter, boys. He's number 3 in the conference intercept marks.
Best on ground last time these two sides met was Portelli. Poor kick though. Straight down the chest of the defence of the Sharks. Now Bonello's got it a half forward. Johnson working back into that same space that he kicked his last goal. Bonello goes long in search of Johnston. At the back he's lurking, but the boundary line beats him, runs out of tarmac. And we'll get a boundary throw and inside forward 50 here for Rupertswood. 8-10 plays 7-10 here at Highgate. Division 1 on the line, a grand final in Division 2 for one of these two sides. We've gone 21 and a half minutes in the Sharon scoreboard. Ball thrown back in the play. Phelan Smith got it down. Waiting for it there was Peterson. Got the hand pass here to Hatton, to Portelli, and now Sider. He's been impressive in this last term. Laid it off again here to Hatton. Darts a kick through the middle of the ground.
Courageous kick.
It was a courageous kick, and it's going to come unstuck because the big bomb goes long right to the line. Will it go the journey? It did, but it went through for a minor score. And that came off the boot of Johnson.
You're going to run with the handy point?
That is a handy point. 7-11, 53 plays 8-10, 58, especially when they've got the run of play and the wind, Cole.
Certainly right there, Nathan. It was a courageous kick from Hatton to come back inside, wasn't it?
So they've worked it out to Peterson, the skipper. There he goes even wider. Just happy to soak some seconds off the clock, although there is still plenty of time for a goal as far as Rupertswood are concerned. Up the line, off the hands there of Young. It spills out the back. He does nicely to collect his own ball. Got Verrill there for company. Decides not to use him and holds it in. We'll have a stoppage on the far wing. Just about to tick into the 23rd minute of action. Players all converge around the footy. It's desperate times at the moment. We'll have another stoppage.
Westie playing with 3 or 4 forwards at the moment, boys. A lot of players around this stoppage.
It's a big run contest. Matthews just manages to win it forward for his side. And inside 50 they'll go, you suggest. Now we've got a foot race on our heads. Bartrop is beaten to it, but the boundary line wins out on that occasion. We'll get the ball thrown in. 60 around from the Tigers' goal.
They're playing high up, Cole, but it's working in their favour, Westmeadows, because they've opened up the 50 entirely for the runners to go in.
And don't forget, they're very good ball users by foot too, so if they can get that one short and then get the one out the back, that's when they become awfully dangerous.
Kavanagh flicks it over his shoulder to Shaw. Good hand pass off. Nice little fend off there by Johnson. He breaks clear as a bounce. Cuts a hand pass through the middle of the ground. Works out here to Pronowskis. Back to Johnson. Mitchell breaks clear. Hand passes further afield into Bonello. Lines up for goal. Oh, they could be in front! And Bonello, the coach, has given the Sharks the lead. 8-11-59 plays 8-10-58. 1 point ball game now favouring Rupertswood.
How about the run-off half-back from Mitch Johnson out here? He started the chain out here, ran to the middle of the ground, handball received. He was riding shotgun, dare I say it, Nathan, and then pumped that ball into Clay Bonello, and Clay Bonello, well, the cream rises to the top. Premier Division player for Keilor, goes bang.
Beautiful overlap run, Cole.
Love it.
24 and a half gone on the Sharon scoreboard. Time's ticking down here for either of these sides.
Jimmy, have Westmeadows got one last hurrah in them?
Only time will tell. 1 point the difference as there's a whistle and a free kick, is it? There is a free kick.
Infringement.
6-6-6 infringement going the way of the Tigers. That'll be Main's footy. He's got plenty of space to run into. In the end, he just elects to heave one inside 50. It's a 3-on-1 in favour of the Tigers. Was there a push in the back? There had to be a push in the back, surely.
The audacity of to push the man in the back and then claim the mark.
That's a little bit of rascal about that, wasn't it, from Mitchy Church?
25 minutes gone in the grand final. Jenkins playing for the free kick, won't get it. Still might extract it from the pack. The umpire says, give it to me. It is a hot footy in there. One mistake could prove costly. The whole season comes down to this. Sparks is wrapped up nicely there by Grubb. Umpire calls for the footy again.
It was a very good tackle, wasn't it?
Oh, heart's pumping out of my chest here in the commentary boxes. Main over his shoulder. Evans, he was dragged without the footy. He's 50 metres out from goal. He won't have the journey from here against the breeze. He needs to find a target inside for the umpire. Called play on. Flaverwood put on the hard lead, went out the back of him. Grubb, it's come unstuck again inside 50 here for the Tigers. Cardillo, Grubb, Brown, hand pass nearly chopped off. In fact, it might just be as Flaverwood comes in. He's collected in a good tackle by Johnston, and we'll get a ball up right in front of the fans here in front of the commentary box.
About 4.5 minutes left in this encounter, boys.
Time enough for both sides. One to ice the game and one to get back in front. Crotty. Kick out of the pack by Hollow. Verral, he's been impressive all afternoon. Shoveled out their hand pass in search of McDonald. And we'll get another throw in.
Sorry, Nathan.
No, you're right. Half forward line, I was going to say, here for the Tigers.
Set up beautifully behind the ball here, Westmeadows, for a big counter-attack if they can win possession.
Outside of Johnson, who's just worked himself into space. They want to get numbers up around this football to the Tigers. Ball thrown back into play. The tap down. Hollow nearly went his way. Crotty through boots of ball. Pronowskis in the chop. Big fist came from Taglieri. Sider went without it. Price. Here's Bonello again. Hand passes to his own advantage. They all give chase now. Bonello could line up and win the game off his own boot. But he has missed to the near side. And that is a minor score. 8-12-6 he plays, 8-10-58.
And importantly for Westmeadows, it gives them the footy back so they can now repel out of defensive 50. Jimmy.
Portelli, just a little chip kick, just almost works. Was there an infringement? There was. Free kick going the way of the Tigers.
The leaders have to stand up now.
Chip kick over the top. Peterson couldn't get there. Was there a push in that? The crowd wanted it. And he will eventually get it. The umpire, some distance from the footy, has called it. Peterson a little bit too eager in trying to play on for it, but you can understand it's desperate times at the moment. Edge of your seat stuff here at Highgate. It's the captain, Jared Peterson, with a chips, a little kick over the top to Hutton. Slow, methodical build-up only adds to the tension in this game. Jenkins is there. Wonderful fist came from Verrill with authority. Just launched it into the opposition bench. Will get the ball thrown in. 28 minutes have elapsed in this final quarter.
He's been the stopper this afternoon.
I just saw a little grin come upon the face of our number one man, Nate Faulkner.
Thrown in. We've been saying all afternoon this is destined for a close finish, and it's certainly lived up to expectation. 2 points the difference.
Anyone's game here, Jimmy. Anyone's game.
It's coming down to almost next goal wins territory now. Rupertswood hold the aces in terms of the scoreboard. But forward of 50 here, Jenkins kicks one forward. Is it going to work out the back? Might still work out for them. O'Grady, he's wrapped up, not once but twice. Umpire lets them play though. West over the top towards Bonello. He does nicely to just work a kick off half back. It's going to spill out wide here to Pronowskis, who's got plenty of space to work with, just needs to compose himself for the time being. Does so up towards the players.
Kick further afield. Out in the space of Logan Johnson. Will it stay inside the field of play? It does just. Johnson did really well. Towed it in the path of Ricapero. He sits on top of the football. Peterson sits on top of him. He might be in trouble here, and he is. Yeah, he dove on top of it. Jared Peterson.
Need to take the corridor on here, Westmeadows.
Time is against them. They need to move quick. Hand pass. They're not out of the woods yet. Floating kick high up towards half back. Good little shove out there by Mitchell Johnson. Works out well enough, and he's taken the mark, and he's willing to take as much time as necessarily possible.
Absolute red time. Take the time off the clock. Good call, Nathan.
29 and a half gone on the Sharon scoreboard. Johnson, he initially pointed to go long, but that was definitely a decoy kick as he goes short here to Cardillo, who goes high inside 50. Fraser Field-Smith at the back, Crotty. Ball bounced clear of him. Towed off the deck here by Jenkins. They want to get it out of trouble. Crotty went again, and he's dragged in a strong tackle over the line. Umpire says throw this one in. Deep inside, Rupertswood 50. And we've got a minute and change remaining on this clock. They've done it once. They can do it again, Westmeadows. They can go end to end. Big tap over the shoulder. Pronowskis, did he get one high? He did. And he's going to get a look at goal number 4.
I think you're right on the time. Here's the replay here, and it was Hatton. Pronowskis just dropped his hips ever so slightly. And Jake Hatton just got the arm over the top of the shoulder, one that he's pretty good at doing himself.
Jackson Pronowskis. He has been a warrior all afternoon, all season for Rupertswood. And he's going to line up for goal number 4.
What a game he's played.
If he kicks truly, it could be a match-winning performance as he could send his team into Division 1. Pronowskis fires on goal, and he has missed to the near side. It is a 3-point ball game. 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining, and Westmeadows are wasting no time.
Could this be deja vu for the Tigers? What a mark that is by Grubb.
Brave.
Ticking into the final minute of the season. Grubb's happy just to park the bus for now. Jackson Cardillo. Just need to man them up for the time being.
Yep.
He's going to take every possible second off the clock. He sends it up towards Phelan-Smith, who's able to jump at the footy. He claimed the mark. Umpire won't give it to him, though. Gee, I thought he almost had it in front position.
Must be something with these forwards, Jimmy. Mitch Church tried to claim that one down here, didn't he?
Can't be long to go. Division 1 awaits. The winner of this contest, snap towards goal. It's high. It's not going to make the journey. Right to the teeth of it. The players fly down to ground level. Could still be a chance for them. In a dangerous position, though. Wrapped up. We've got a stoppage. They couldn't do it again, could they? End to end in the final minute for the Tigers.
I reckon we're under 30 seconds here, boys. 30 seconds to go.
Hard in mouth stuff. Main tries to clear the area. Peterson to Sparks, who puts a high ball on the boot. Castellas may have space to run into. If he can beat Bonello, he can't. He applies a brilliant tackle. Handball over the top. Here they go. Gleeson. Siren sounds! Rupertswood are bound for Division 1. An epic encounter we've just witnessed here at Highgates. It's been destined for a grandstand finish since the beginning, and it has certainly lived up to expectation. Final score, Rupertswood 8-13-61. Westmeadows 8-10-58. What a game we've been treated to.
Well called, young man. What a fantastic job by you, Jimmy and Nath, of course. But a grandstand finish is what we called for, and a grandstand finish is what we got. 3 points the margin in the end. Westmeadows threw everything at this. They hit the lead. They got their noses in front by 13 points late in that last quarter, but it was Rupertswood who just won the territory game, continued to hammer the ball forward. The game opened up, and it was that man, the co-coach, Clay Bonello, who stepped up to the plate, and he delivered from 50.
It is their first ever grand final victory in the EDFL in terms of senior premiership glory. Rupertswood will make their way again to Division 1. Westmeadows, it is agony once more, and they'll have to wait another 12 months to erode a 41-year drought.
Ooh, that's a bitter one to swallow, isn't it, for the Westmeadows Football Club? But like we said it pre-game when Coburg Districts played Rupertswood in the 5v4 elimination game, and we made mention the fact that this competition was so tight that the premiers could come out of the elimination final. And as it's turned out, the script's been written, and it's Rupertswood who've prevailed.
What a fantastic game of football we bore witness to. In terms of any match of the day ever, you'd want it to be within a goal. In terms of a grand final, it's as good as it gets. And this afternoon is Rupertswood, who will make their way to Division 1, their very first ever senior grand final victory.
How about this? The Rupertswood Football Club will be going off tonight, and Rupertswood Football Club also host Premier Division football up there tomorrow, so they might just have to sweep the boys to the side just to allow the Abbotsford Airport West people to come in, but they've brought the cup back up to Sunbury, the Rupertswood Footy Club, and Brad Fox, Shane Abdullah, the rest of the assistant coaches have been remarkable. What a remarkable season they've had, and it's just been capped off to win it from 4th or 5th spot.
And as you called, Clayton Bonello, when they needed a lift, when they were down and the backs were against the wall, the coach lifted.
Absolutely he did. He certainly did. He picked that football team up on his shoulders, boys, and he carried them across the line. But let me tell you, he was adequately supported by some of these young guns. The Johnson twins come to mind immediately. It was Mitch Johnson who burst his way through the middle of the ground and eventually got the ball out to Clay Bonello, who was able to kick what was the winner in the end, wasn't it? But just a fantastic performance, even performance. Your man, Bailey Varel, was exceptionally good off half-back, and it's going to be a really interesting one to see who they actually award the medal to, Ian Price.
Pronouskis might have his hands firmly gripped on it. 3 goals and an outstanding performance through the middle of the ground. They had winners on all lines, didn't they, this afternoon? Both teams really did, but it was Rupertswood who will come away with a victory as the crowd just gathers out there on the far side. It couldn't happen in front of us. It never does in the EDFL.
Oh, it's very good. There's just it's just epic scenes, isn't it? I mean, there's so much work that goes in, from the volunteers to the people that work in the canteen, the people that open up the club rooms on a Tuesday night in the middle of winter, to Brad Fox, of course, and his coaching staff, and then, of course, the players. The ones that invest so much time and effort into making sure they prepare well, making sure they train well, and making sure they execute. And, this will remain in the memories of these young men for the rest of their lives.
Heartbreak again for Ash Flavel and the Westmeadow Tigers. They fell short just last year, and they've fallen by an even shorter distance.
Yes, it is heartbreaking, there's no doubt about it, because as equal as what the effort that goes in at the Rupertswood Footy Club, and it was, I can assure you, it was just as tough and as hard for the Westmeadows Footy Club as well. So yeah, this is a tough one to take, that's for sure. 2 in a row now, and being so close, it just makes it even a harder pill to swallow, boys.
Both teams had their opportunities on the scoreboard. 8-10 played 8-13 at the end of the day. Really, it could have gone either way. The wind was a significant advantage, and it was a massive player perhaps in the last term, but I think probably even a greater player was the momentum that was drained following an injury to their star Ryan Stingle, who they would have loved to have had in the last 10 minutes. Yeah,
a little bit. That may well have played a factor. You just start to go through, don't you, Jimmy? You start to pick up the little ebbs and flows that go through a game, and the stop in play. And I think we actually mentioned on the broadcast whose hands would that play in. Well, as it turned out, it may have played into Rupertswood's hand, didn't it? That little break in play. Just enough time for them just to have a deep breath, get themselves set up around the footy, and then go again. But you can't buy experience. And Clay Bonello, he stepped up to the plate in that last minute or so.
And he has done throughout the course of the season. 40 plus goals as a winger.
Yeah.
which is remarkable.
Well,
He nearly
we
kicked
can't afford it.
he nearly kicked the match winner when these two sides last met in round 11. He had the game onto his boot, and then they fell just short, coming back the other way. But it's the other way around this time, and I think he'd happily trade that heartbreak from round 11 to receive premiership glory this afternoon.
And you know what, the great thing about some really good coaches, and we speak about this often, but Brad would have learnt a lot, and his players would have learnt a lot about that Stingle goal and just the way that the ground opened up. I remember JP kicked the ball back into the centre and then Stingle finding himself wide open on the opposite side of the ground. Brad would have gone to work on that, and the boys would have gone to work on that to ensure that never happened again.
I don't know if we've ever seen a more even contest in a grand final. Just these two sides were so evenly matched throughout the course of the afternoon. You probably would have said it throughout the first half that Rupertswood were on top, but in the second half, it felt like it was going one way or the other way.
Yeah, it's just, I think you guys called it right. It was just an arm wrestle from the start, wasn't it? Like right from the start, no one would give an inch and you'd expect nothing less. But I remember being up at Windy Hill with Eli a few years back when we witnessed a draw at the end of play between, I think it was Aberfeldy and Strathmore in that drawn game, and then it was Strathmore that kicked away in the extra time to win that premiership. But this is one to remember, this grand final, boys.
As the players all make their way over, a massive crowd formed here at Highgate Recreation Reserve, a sensational turnout by the Division 2 faithful.
Oh, it's just wonderful, and I think what it does, boys, is it just shows that the standard and the level of this game of football and the Division 2, what it brings. And there's a lot of people here today that may well not have supported either side, but just come to watch the football itself because they're lovers of local football and they understand that the standard of the Division 2 competition continues to improve week on, week out.
We're going to take a break here on the Nelson Alexander Match of the Day. We'll be back very shortly with the presentations from our grand final victors.
Well, what we saw here today at Highgate were two teams worthy of a premiership and worthy of going back up into Strathmore Community Bank Division 1. That was an amazing grand final today. And first off, we're going to thank both Westmeadows and Rupertswood for putting on such a great show. And for the Westmeadows Football Club, we know that you are one of the very best in Division 2, multiple grand final appearances now. None of us have any doubt that your time will come. Unfortunately, not your result today, but congratulations on your season nonetheless, and we'll see you in season 2026. Thank you and well done to Westmeadows. And our premiers, after coming down, they're going straight back up. Rupertswood, our premiers, in Strathmore Community Bank Division 2. I know you guys are very much looking forward to being back up there, and you guys salute as premiers today. Congratulations to Rupertswood. Up here on stage for the official presentations, EDFL Chairman Ian Price and Andrea Takano from the EDFL Board as well. One final acknowledgement is for the umpires today, who have obviously done a great job all year long, and we thank them for their efforts throughout the year and on grand final day as well. The first order of business is the official Best on Ground medal, named after that man right over there, the Ian Price medal, as awarded by the umpires. And I'm pleased to announce that the official 2025 Ian Price medalist for Best on Ground in the Strathmore Community Bank Division 2 Grand Final from Westmeadows, Ryan Capron. Ryan Capron, your 2025 Ian Price medalist. And now we move on to the premiership team. And we'll start with number 1, Mitchell Johnson. Number 2, Logan Johnson. Number 4, Angus Price. Number 5. Number 5, Jackson Pronouskis. Number 7, Jackson Cardillo. Number 8, Adam Bartrop. Number 9, Lockie Shaw. Number 10, Matt McDonald. Number 11, James Fox. Tom Markey. Number 15, Evan Recupero. '17, Joel Flanagan. Number 18, Aaron West. '22, Matthew Brown. '23, Fraser Phelan Smith. 31, Bailey Verrill. '36, Mitchell Johnston. '37, Ned Crotty. '54, Jack Young. Premiership captain, number 24, Daniel Kavanagh. Co-premiership coach and number 3, Clayton Bonello. And finally, co-premiership coach, Brad Fox.
Thanks very much to the EDFL. Thanks very much to Westmeadows. It was a terrific season that you had. We had really tough matches against each other. That finish at our ground on the Siren, we'll never forget it. But to Ash and to Ryan and the boys, tremendous game of footy, and I wish you good luck for next season. I'll go through these pretty quick. There's a lot of people to thank in the Rupo family, but to our committee led by President Chris Wilson, awesome job. You've supported us all year. To our sponsors, to Club 1984, Westies guys. To our trainers, Teagues, Kens and Rossi. To PK and Wet, our team managers. To Lincoln, who's run water for us all year. To Caney on the stats. To our volunteers that have done everything around the club throughout the year. And the big one to our community, to the families and kids. Awesome, guys. Awesome. Thank you. We've had the best runner in the business all year, Caden Fitzpatrick. He should be up here. And an awesome coaching panel, starting with the reserves, Pizza, Terry and Zach. And then our senior assistants, JK on the board, Dean Fitz as our system coordinator, Cam coaching the forwards, J-Mac on the mids, and to Shane Abdillah, who's helped me grow a lot as a coach, as our backs and defensive coach. Amazing stuff, and of course to Clay as co-coach. For the final word, I'm going to give it to DK, but we just summited Everest.
Just to the Westie crew, so much respect for what you guys have done. I know you'll be back up here. All the best for the summer. To the boys, we did it. How good, boys. Thank you so much for all the effort you've put in. And to the Rupo family, let's go and hang a cup up in the new rooms. Let's go!
Just one thing left to do now.
from 4th on the ladder to premiers in Strathmore Community Bank Division 2. As Ian Price hands over the Premiership Cup, Andrea has the Premiership flag as well. Congratulations to Rupertswood.